flight allegedly punched the woman in the face after being told he could not use the bathroom, leaving her bleeding around her nose and giving her a concussion. Federal prosecutors announced that Brian Sue was charged with assault and interfering with the flight crew on the American Airlines flight from New York to California last week. According to the document, Sue told investigators that the attendant charged at him, hitting her nose on his palm. John Scott reporting.
Facebook vowing to shut down its facial recognition system and delete the face prints of more than 1 billion people. The move coming amid growing concern about the technology and its potential for misuse by governments, police, and others. Once again on Wall Street this hour, stock futures mixed. Dow futures down 78. NASDAQ futures 17 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio. Yeah!
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy middle of the week, everybody.
Yep.
Sorry,
Breeze Boy. Yeah, I know it's stuffy in here. Take your hoodie off, Breeze Boy. I get over here, I'm like, oh my God. Instantly, I start feeling like I can cut glass. I don't have a coat all the way in there, but still, it's all the way in there.
It was hot in here and stuffy. Mm-hmm. And so I cracked the window to get some of that off. Now it's gone.
Yeah, it's nice when you're way over there, buried behind the warmth of a soundboard and all your mic equipment.
I read the weather report today. I dressed appropriately.
I did too. I just said my coat's in there.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. Of course, busy day yesterday with elections and all that. Of course, for folks who have not heard, as far as the latest and things is here in Roswell, school board elections was the biggest thing on the ballot for some residents of Roswell here. 2 new school board members were elected yesterday to the board, replacing 2 of the incumbents. As far as the incumbents go, let me go back to the one. Basically, James Edwards retained his seat, but the other 2 seats were replaced.
Right.
So they will take over in January. I think is when they officially do the changeover there. Right. January. Hey, people have spoken. That's what it is. I would say this: be careful. I understand, and in sowing some of the promises and things that were made, and I hear what you're saying. All I can say is, be careful.
Yeah,
I understand.
Actions speak louder than words.
Why people, but if you want to go the way of Floyd with what we're doing, you're going to do more harm than good. Because, and I get what they're, I get they're mad, and the school board should be running the show, but they're not right now. The public education department, the PED is, and anything they do will, at this point, will just do more to
can will be used against them.
Bring the PED running everything as opposed to a school board of any kind doing it. So I just worry that the promises they made aren't promises they can keep until they replace the governor and put some restrictions on what the PED can and cannot do. And till that happens, there's not much the school board can do, regardless of who's sitting in those chairs.
Right.
So
It's largely ceremonial.
I just hope they don't do more to make the situation worse is better. And I get it. You want to fight, you want to do something, but you got to do it within the realms of the legalities because if you don't, you're creating more harm than good. And that's what I'm worried about. But we'll see. I hope I'm wrong. I hope they get in there and do good work and are able to make some headway and some good changes there.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see. Just
I'm absolutely rooting for him.
Be careful, because I don't want it to be worse than it already is.
Right.
And the kind of talk that was going on prior to this election, I fear that's where that would take that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. There was something else I was going to say. Something else I think folks could check out and should do. Certain audiences, it's what I'm going to recommend for you to check out is not appropriate for all audiences. But Chaves County Sheriff's Department released a 24-minute video that's narrated by our undersheriff Charles Eastless, and talking about the shooting death that they had. I think it was last week, Friday maybe.
Yeah, I think it was late last week.
Nahar, I believe, was the man's name, and of course it was in the paper, and so they released the body cam video. Basically, the sheriff's department put together a 24-minute presentation explaining exactly how everything went down, why it went down, and including lapel cam footage of the incident from multiple angles and things like that. That's why I say it's not appropriate for all audiences, because some of the nature, the language, the actual scenes you're seeing there, aren't appropriate for all audiences.
However, a little bit rough.
However, it does give you the clear picture of what was going on there. And of course, I was looking at the comments from the Sheriff's Department video this morning, and most people are like, hey, police did what they got to do and things like that. And of course, there's a few that are saying, not so much about brutality, but the fact that why are they releasing this video,
right? And
for the sake of the family. And I understand what you're saying there. However, in the world we live in today, police are being judged automatically in the wrong for what they're doing.
Right. And the court of public opinion often outweighs any kind of court of public law.
So to get ahead of that and to show people exactly what's going on, they were transparent and showed everything. And I know people are saying, well, what about,
was that guy thinking about this family?
I would, yes, that's the exact same statement I would make too, is the police chose not to put this in the public as far as what the actions. Yes, they released the cam to defend what, accusations of brutality and lack of transparency and all of that stuff. They showed to say, hey, this is what happened. And I'm sorry. You're right. This is, if you're going to attack them in the court of public, they have the right to defend themselves and to show what went down and show the real story here. And it's time for us to understand that, yes, there's people with problems and they do things, but that doesn't excuse them from what they do. The fact that this person, and once you read the stories and what, to be honest, I don't know why this guy was still out. Why was this person even walking around on Friday? He should have been jailed anyway. I mean, he had kidnapping and all kinds of charges that he had, COVID, I think had part of some of that. And then others, who knows, it's our screwed up legal system that we have, where criminals walk the streets all the time because they don't want to put them in jail. Yeah. That's another story for another day. But I highly recommend folks of mature, to watch it, do their, due diligence before going to judgment on this and talking about it. But it shared. I think they posted it last night. I noticed it about 10 o'clock last night before I went to bed, and just shared it with our pages. So you can go ahead and check it out there.
I was going to, but you did say for mature audiences, and I'm not there yet. So someday
I'll get there.
That's right. A guy can dream, right? An immature guy can dream.
That's right. Let me give you the rundown for today's show. We do have a full slate for today. We first off this hour, we're going to have the folks in the Roswell Chamber join us, and it's their they come the first Wednesday of the month, give us an update on all that's happening there at the Roswell Chamber. In the 8 o'clock hour, we'll have the folks from the Roswell Refuge pop by. They join us at the beginning of the month, give us updates on what's happening at the refuge there. Of course, now we're entering the holiday season. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and of course, we're coming out of that month, and now we're going into the holidays, which is actually a busy time of year for Grammy's house in Artesia, for here in Roswell at the Roswell Refuge, and many domestic violence shelters around. So their help, your help, is needed more than ever. So we'll talk with them and get an update. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, we're going to have Angela Strange join us with the Kids Arts Program, and Amy McFay-Teus with the Historical Society will recap their event they had this 2 weeks ago, actually, and then talk a little bit more about some things they've got coming up in the future, and then the programs themselves. Kids Arts Program. It's kind of weird. They're two separate kids' arts programs under the Community Theater umbrella, and they do great work there, and the Historical Society is its own entity. But in many ways, the CAPS program and the Historical Society share a lot of common ground in their mission statement with education and things like that. And, of course, the CAPS program uses a lot of their creative and theatrical, that kind of stuff, that creative arts, and incorporate a lot of historical and things like that to it. So it's a neat little partnership there.
It's cool.
So,
cool hand-in-hand thing.
Yeah. So what else? Oh, and then the Braves won the World Series last night. Congratulations.
I brought this up. I was like, we're still in the middle of a worldwide pandemic. I mean, there's chaos in the streets. People are constantly divided. We're more divided as a nation than ever, and the Braves are World Series champions. This is just another proof that every single day we're finding out that we are on the darkest timeline. We need to meet at the courthouse square and just all make felt goatees so we're ready.
There you go. Take it out a Braves fan?
No, God, who would be?
I don't care.
I know one person who is, and I'm sure she's super happy today. But
well, they are a team that's had success, and so they kind of got a Cowboys aura to them.
It's a big day for Ted Turner.
Is Ted Turner even alive?
Yeah, of course he is. He's cryogenically being kept alive up in northern New Mexico.
I have no idea what's going on with Ted Turner.
Yeah, but they have a large stake in the Braves with the Turner Broadcasting Networks thing. TBS,
yeah, I just didn't know if Ted Turner's still involved in all that, or I didn't.
Well, as far as like the Turner side of things, he is. Yeah, the Viacom side of things, he's sort of like been. It's largely ceremonial, but as far as like his networks, he's still working his networks.
So he's okay.
Well, and getting that residual.
Yeah, I guess I didn't know if he just.
Plus, he's the one that made the Braves made the Braves deal happen originally, like with TBS Superstation. Back in the day. So
well, and because Turner didn't he start CNN? Isn't that what? That was his.
Matter of fact, I think that I want to say that the Turner Network scored their deal with the Braves like a season before their last World Series win in '95.
Okay. Yeah, I have no idea. I just know he used to show up in cameos at the Gettysburg and movies, because those were done under the Ted Turner Studios and everything.
Anybody who watches Robot Chicken will always remember him as the guy who went crazy, rubbed blue makeup all over himself, ripped his shirt off, and screamed, "Captain Planet!" It was a good episode.
Captain Planet. I vaguely remember that.
Oh, I wasn't allowed to watch that show.
I don't remember anything about it.
So I wasn't allowed to watch that show for the most ridiculous of reasons.
There's something about political in it.
No, it was actually faith. Because the very and I only ever got this far into the theme song because this is when my dad would make me change it.
Okay.
Our world is in peril. Gaia, the spirit of the earth. Shh. That was all I ever heard. Gaia, the spirit of the earth. Whoa, we're talking about spirits of the earth now, not Jesus. It's like, yeah, so I wasn't allowed to watch Captain Planet growing up.
I have no idea I never watched it.
You didn't miss much. From what I've gathered.
I have no idea what's
He's the planet's superhero, here to cut pollution down to zero. I do know that.
Oh, is that what his job was?
That was his whole thing, yeah.
It didn't work.
Not well.
Oh, well. That's why he's not famous.
Where's that reboot?
What happened to Captain 20?
Captain Planet comes up in 2021. He looks around. He's like, can't do this anymore, man. It's just dark and gritty.
When I was a kid, I had Captain 20.
Captain 20?
Yeah, that was local. He was a Channel 20 guy.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Like, hey, Bill, we got this lucha mask back in the office. Do you want to throw this on and do like a superhero thing?
This was the day before it made cable. And then
Captain 20.
there was, which would be kind of your UPN-CW now.
Mm-hmm.
It was DC 20, or it was, and they showed like Romper Room and all that. But part of their morning thing was Captain 20. And Captain 20 was like...
You are dating yourself so much right now.
Captain 20 kept, he was the MC of the morning frivolity and kept it going.
He was the interstitial between, like the sweeper, essentially, between the content.
Yeah, and I think he had a show in there, too. I think they gave him a show, and it was Captain 20, and it was like Romper Room, but local, you know.
Okay.
Captain 20.
Captain 20!
All right, it is 7:19. Let's do some weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We still have cool air coming in from the north, and that'll keep things cloudy today. Our afternoon high 55 to 60, and we may get a shower or two, but precipitation chances are pretty low. Partly cloudy overnight and down to 40, and then tomorrow clouds early in the day, but clearing up in the afternoon and a little bit warmer with our high in the mid-60s. Sunny and back to the 70s Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. And currently 51 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 71%. Winds currently out of the north at 7 miles per hour. Could see some patchy fog this morning, but mostly cloudy. I think it'll be getting warmer today. High of only 54 with winds out of the northeast at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Patchy fog tonight, otherwise partly cloudy. Overnight low of 39 degrees with southeast winds at around 5 miles per hour. For you Thursday, we're going to see some patchy fog in the morning, but partly cloudy for the day. Warmer tomorrow, 66. So we're going to see about a 10-degree warm-up from tomorrow to today. That's a good thing. Looks like winds will be out of the southwest tomorrow, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, mostly clear with an overnight low of 38 degrees, south winds 5 to 10. And then Friday, we're back up in the warm temps. Sunny, highs near 80, 79 officially on Friday. South winds 5 to 10. So, yeah, cool today. It's going to be 54 today, but we're going to be like 20 degrees warmer by Friday. Welcome to New Mexico. Friday night, clear skies, overnight low of 43. Saturday, another beautiful day, sunny skies, a high of 79 expected. And then Sunday, they're just blowing right into the 80s. Sunny skies, high of 83 expected on Sunday. And then we'll be 82 on Monday, 79 Tuesday. So today looks like the last day of chilly temperatures for the next few. And then gradually warming up. And like I said, by Friday, back into busting out your shorts again and all that good stuff. All right, it is 22 minutes after 7 o'clock. Let's go ahead and take a commercial break. We haven't seen anybody from the chamber yet. We'll give them a few minutes, so we'll do the chit-chat with them, or we'll chit-chat about something else. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
If you're a person who has more to do than you have hours in your day, and everything seems to take priority over your own health, then you're going to love the Loveless MyChart Secure Patient Portal. You can message your doctor, make an appointment, or view lab results anytime, day or night, on your computer or smartphone. Print a list of your medications at the click of a mouse, or even compare previous tests to map your health progress. Loveless MyChart connects you to better health, anywhere, anytime.
Oasis Computers has been Roswell's trusted source for home and small business computers for over 30 years, and they continue to be your best resource for computer repairs, operating system upgrades, web root managed antivirus, special orders, and more. Oasis Computers is now open from 8 to 1, Monday through Friday to better serve you. Service calls by appointments and after-hour appointments are available too. Stop by Oasis Computers at 1703 North Garden or call or text 575-625-9141 for even faster service.
When you think of home health care here in Roswell, what's the first thing that pops into your head? That's right, Frontier Medical. We've been doing it better than anyone else for over 20 years, from in-home nursing to physical therapy and so much more. Doctors and hospitals from Albuquerque to Lubbock and everywhere in between have been trusting their patients to us here at Frontier Medical. So when it's time to make a choice, remember Frontier Medical. 575-627-1112. Frontier Medical.
Name to remember.
Good morning, honey. Hey, I have to pick up the kids from school this afternoon. Can you call...
A home invasion can happen anytime, even when you're at home. Protect your home and the ones you love with whole home security from Zenith Security. The security experts at Zenith Security can monitor your whole home 24/7. So they're ready whether you're there or not. Call Zenith Security Services LLC at 626-3521. That's 626-3521 and get whole home security with Zenith Security Services LLC.
The Roswell Chavis County Economic Corporation, in partnership with New Mexico Workforce Connections and the City of Roswell, have put together a job fair hiring event November 4th from 4 to 7 p.m. at the Roswell Convention Center. Come prepared to be interviewed on the spot, as this is a hiring event. Workforce Connections will provide laptops for those that need to apply online and a mobile station to help job seekers with resumes and interviews. To reserve a booth at this event, call 575-622-1975 or email mjuarez at mjuarez@chaviscounty.net. Where can you find the best selection of beautiful and unique home decor in the region? Easy, Casa Decor in Ruidoso. For years, people from all over have come to Casa Decor for the best selection of rustic, real wood furniture, beautiful decor from the Southwest and beyond, and quality outdoor furniture and accessories that are built to last a lifetime. At Casa Decor, they have over 10,000 square feet of showroom for everything you need. Casa Decor opens 7 days a week from 9:30 to 5 at 1214 Meacham Drive in Ruidoso, or online at casadecorruidoso.com. Proud supporter of local high school sports.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. More than 50% of Americans fall asleep on their sides. That's way better than falling asleep on someone else's side. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 26 minutes after 7 o'clock. Haven't seen anybody yet from the chamber. We'll give them a few minutes. We got the text out. But, hey, I do want to tell you what's happening over at Richland. That's right. Richland's got a fresh inventory alert. I don't have any alarm sound effects handy. But, yes, fresh inventory alert from Richland Chevrolet Cadillac GMC on West 2nd. New inventory has just arrived. They got a 2022 Cadillac XT6 Crystal White with the white tri-coat, a 2022 Chevy 2500 Custom Double 6.6 gas engine. Double, I don't know, there's a word there that I'm not sure if that's a typo or part of the description, so I'm going to just ignore that. They got a 2022 GMC 1500 Denali 6.2 liter in cayenne red. They've got a 2021 GMC 1500 Elevation Edition in satin steel metallic. Man, they get these creative color names, man. And the 2021, they got a GMC 1500 Elevation Edition in it's a double cab in dark sky metallic. Those are just some of the brand new vehicles right now on the lot at Richland Cadillac Chevy GMC there on West 2nd. See the folks at Richland for your next vehicle purchase. Ride for the brand. And, of course, every time you get a vehicle there through Richland, you are part of the Brand Champion program. You get special perks for the entire time you own that vehicle you purchased at Richland. They give you discounts on oil changes, free pickups, and even loaner stuff for when you got the vehicle serviced, discounts on parts and things if you want to do any kind of customization on your thing, especially if you're like Jeep owners and stuff. Certain vehicles get a lot of customization. People just do that. Jeeps are one of them, and you get discounts all as part of the Richland Brand Champion deal. So go check out the inventory out there at Richland today. Let's see what else we want to talk about here. I'm not sure. We'll see if the folks from the chamber come by.
Yeah, analyzing the photo that she posted on Facebook, and pretty sure she's at the airport right now.
Oh, okay. See, I thought she was at home when I saw it.
She's 32,000 feet above us right now.
Could be.
Mm-hmm.
Could be. Could be in the airplane.
Flying to either, I guess, Phoenix or Dallas, right? Those are the only direct?
If she's leaving from Roswell.
Yeah.
Probably Dallas.
Dallas.
Yeah. And then to the world.
Off to see the world.
Yeah. I got to get on a plane in December.
Oh, yeah?
Be the first time in the world of COVID. I ain't going to lie. I'm a little, not nervous, just anticipating it to be a rough day. Just, you know what I mean? Plane travel's rough anyway. It just is. You know, no one likes, well, there's a few weirdos, but most of us don't like all that stuff, you know?
Right. I haven't been on a commercial flight since 1 month before 9/11.
Wow.
Yeah. It was, the last time I actually flew was when we went to Romania in high school. It was July of 2001.
Okay.
We flew over. So yeah, I'm actually going to be getting on a flight June of next year.
Oh.
Just found out.
Where are you going?
Apparently Vegas. Yeah, it was this trip was sprung on me.
It's only like a 4-hour car trip.
That's like 8. It's like 8
to Vegas, New Mexico. No, it's about 4 hours.
Yeah, the big time.
It's about 4 hours.
About 4 hours. No, this is actually it's supposed to be, I guess, for my birthday, but the trip is happening in June. I was like, my birthday's in August, but I'm down with it either way. But yeah, it was
2 birthdays.
Yeah, it was sort of sprung on me a couple days ago. I haven't been on a plane in 20 years, so that'll be fun.
Yeah,
I'm sure things have changed.
Well, the part that is the flight happening because it's the holidays, and there's always, because I'll be Christmas time. I'm going to go back east and visit some family for Christmas. It's been a couple years since I've had that opportunity, like most of us in the world here. So I'm getting on a plane. But I'm with the COVID, the mandates, the vaccines. That's another variable, whether the flight's going to happen, or if all the pilots not worked by then. So they got that figured out. I'm not sure which. So there's that side I'm apprehensive. And then, of course, the day. I mean, I've been vaccinated. I got my card. I mean, I can wear a mask because that part doesn't.
Yeah.
I should meet the protocols that make them happy for me to get on a plane and to get off a plane. But just the nightmare in between. Then I hope someone doesn't go postal on the plane because they're mad.
Right.
And then they have to get beat up, and then I have to, you know, if it's near me, I can't just sit there and let someone act like an idiot. I got to drop them. And, you know, I just hope I don't have to deal with any of that mess, you know, and then
there's all the headaches, but then there's the whole like, oh, well, in what would have been like a quick trip to like, you know, Portales, I'm in a whole other state, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yes, there is the magic of air travel. Like on the plane, I got off and I'm somewhere else.
I like that. That's fun for me. I get excited at the concept of an elevator. I'm just saying, you shut the door and you're one place, and you open the door and you're a whole other place. That's exciting, okay? You got to eke out those little victories in life.
Yeah, good for you, man. Good for you.
It's magic. I always used to think there, or in my mind, just pretend that like when the door shuts to the elevator, like a crew runs in and just like rips the set apart and then changes the set real quick, and the door opens up and I'm on the same floor. I know I am. You guys just changed the set real quick.
I didn't move.
It's that whole Truman Show. There was a legitimate like mental condition after the Truman Show came out.
Yeah,
where people were actually like having that, where like they felt like there was like the whole world was a show.
Well, Hollywood did what Hollywood does during that time, and they if you ever notice, they tend to release movie themes in pairs
together. They really do.
And I think it's, you know, I'm sure it's something about scripts and how they're sold in Hollywood and everything. But I mean, if you look, you know, over time, there's been all these movies or things like that.
Dante's Inferno and Volcano came out at the exact same time.
Yeah, Dante's Peak and Volcano.
Yeah, Dante's Peak, yeah.
Wyatt Earp and Tombstone came out roughly the same summer
and now that you're mentioning it, Truman Show and Ed TV came out at like exactly the same time.
That's the point I'm making.
Yep.
Truman Show, Ed TV.
Ed TV starring the ever-present Jay Moore.
Yes. And all right.
Matthew McConaughey. Yeah, but I forgot about that movie. Boy, most people did. But no, there was like a legit like mental condition that people had where like they were like, oh, am I in a show? And for a while, like when I was a kid, I had that. Now, granted, you know, as a kid, you know, people tend to like Well, the world does revolve around you.
Sure.
Up
Well,
until a
and your
certain age.
imagination's more fervent as a child. Yeah.
But like I used to we'd go places and be like, well, are we going to give the people who we're going to enough time to get everything set up before we get there? And action. And we walk in.
And then you just hope to catch one guy fixing a lampshade or something.
Somewhere along, I'll tell you this, somewhere along the line, I realized if this is a show, this is a boring show. And that's where I was like, okay, there's no way that my life is a show. A terrible, terrible show. Not to mention the fact it gets far too racy at certain times of the night. You can't air that. Not the way I sleep.
That's right. But, well, there's no cameras. Sorry.
Nude with a top sheet. You can't air that.
It is, when you go back and watch those movies, Truman Show and TV, and you kind of like, because it is and also a microcosm of what we watch in society and what we're into and all of that. I mean, it's as much a lesson in that as it is anything
we laughed
else.
like, oh, would people really be that into watching Truman?
Yeah.
But think about what we watch now.
Think about what we watch now. To be honest, it's much worse. I mean, in the quality of things that people
in some aspects, yes. I think that it's time, Michael. I think that we've been needing to have this conversation for a long time.
You called me Michael.
I did. I think that, Michael, it's time for you to cut your cord. I think you need to get rid of cable because that's where you're getting the garbage. You want quality.
I like some
content,
garbage, though.
You have to go to see what happens is the networks get presented a ton of stuff. And they're like, we have to fill this time, so we'll take this, and this. Meanwhile, you get curated content over on the streaming services. Yeah, you're paying for every single one of them, but you're actually getting stuff that they want to put out. It's good. It's not just filling time.
Well, and it's I do both because I like and this is because I'm a 48-year-old man that has been indoctrinated in watching television a certain way, and for me to go full dive into, cutting the cord, I couldn't do it. That would drive me nuts. I like the fact that I can turn on a TV at any given time and know that I've got live TV ready in case, and it's not looking
now
like
with,
1982
with Sunday Ticket, sure, I can understand.
Yeah.
But if you were to completely sever the cord, you could recreate the experience almost exactly, with the exception of the fact that you guys have actual specific shows you watch. You could recreate the experience almost entirely with the Pluto app, because Pluto is basically lined out like a normal cable television service in that you change channels and each channel has a specific thing. That's the other thing is there's a whole there's 1,000 channels on Pluto, but every channel is like a dedicated show. So there's Cops Network. So you can go and just watch just Cops nonstop, or Dog the Bounty Hunter, a channel devoted to just Dog the Bounty Hunter.
That would be too much.
There's news stuff on there. There's kids stuff. I mean, there's a ton of good stuff on there. Not a sponsor, but just saying, if you were looking for legit cord cutting, that's an option for you.
Is there a legit Dog the Bounty Hunter channel?
There's a Dog the Bounty Hunter channel, 24 hours a day of Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Is he still looking for laundry out there?
No, I'm pretty sure they've called him off.
Okay. I was just checking.
How upset, by the way, was Dog when they had to call in actual dogs to identify the body?
Well, that was just bad. I mean, come on. I
actually talked to somebody that still thinks that he's out there. The idea,
laundry or dog?
Laundry.
Okay.
Dog. No. Laundry, because the idea being that they took, they had him pull out his molars or some of his teeth. And they put those teeth with a dead pig carcass or something, and that he's still out running free. But now that because the dental records were identified, they think he's deceased.
Oh, okay.
So somewhere he's running around without his wisdom teeth or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. He's going to be at the Atlanta Falcons game with Elvis and Jerry Glanville.
That's right.
On Sunday. They're going to be all three hanging out.
It's a VIP box.
Yeah. Jerry Glanville.
They had to
Elvis
go in
Presley,
together to get one.
And the laundry kid. They're going to be at the game.
You'd think Elvis would have that money. The problem was his money's all back in 1950s money, and inflation didn't happen. Should invest.
I love what people believe.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
It's fun. I love what they believe with such confidence too, because they'll look at you and they'll go, "Laundry's still out there."
To be honest, based on my the way I see the world today versus the way I see the world 20 years ago, I'm pretty sure the internet's made us stupider. We're more stupid now because of the internet.
The problem is we had to work to get the information before, so we would carve pathways in our brain of this is why we remember stuff. Now we're like, I can't remember half the stuff that I learned. I'm like, and I set my phone down. I'm like, wait, hold on, let me Google that again.
We're just waiting to be gullible.
I had to bring this up because you didn't even say it, but the way you had said it reminded me of this. Have you heard about this? Just released the brand new series, Judy Justice.
I have not heard this.
This is a reality series.
Is this Judge Judy?
Starring Judge Judy Sheindlin.
And it's on IMDb or something? I've seen the commercials. She wears a purple robe now instead of a black robe.
Yeah.
I think her TV show got canceled.
And it's basically it's just Judge Judy in a different robe.
But Judge Judy's got a cast now. She's got a clerk that's like part of the show, another bailiff, and I think there's some legal people too, like some kind of.
Yeah, she's got a bailiff. It looks like she's got an assistant, and
it's a whole Judge Judy team. Yeah, I saw that. I saw the commercials because that's when I realized apparently Judge Judy got canceled on regular TV.
Right.
So I guess you're not going to be seeing those at some point when they get tired of showing you reruns of it.
Okay, so the big difference is here's one of the big differences: the robe, but obviously the robe, but also she's pulling her hair back into a tight bun now.
Oh.
Yeah, so there's that.
She's looking more
angry, actually. I was going to say like
well, and if I remember
crotchety?
right, I think if I remember right, the one difference in this show is because it's on IMDb now, and it's not the syndicated thing that it is or was. I think she gets a little bit more talky in this one. Like she's more advice driven. Like
I thought you meant she was going to get start using curse words and stuff.
No. Well,
that would be great.
Maybe, I don't know, but you know how when she starts imparting her wisdom and things, I think she's going to be doing more of that. Like she gets to interject her thoughts on life in some of this.
Like how no matter how much of how banana pants crazy the Jerry Springer episode you just watched was at the end, he's still going to sit in front of a brick wall and give you advice on life.
Makes you feel better about it.
I always wondered about that. It's like, what are you doing, Jerry? I mean, you watched the show that just happened. It was like literally my transgendered boyfriend's girlfriend is our mailman.
That's how he.
And now let's impart some wisdom on you.
That's how he processed his own ability to marginalize that garbage you just showed for an hour, and for him to say, well, I was doing it for the good of the people, so I'm going to put a little whimsical message at the end, and now it's quality content.
And then he ends the show with, tomorrow we'll be back with Terry Funk talking about all the matches he had to go to. As for right now, be good to yourselves and each other. And then he just walks off.
Right. Yeah. Well, that was their moment of, I get to be me.
It was like a... Let's process what we just saw.
After I showed you 55 minutes of just debauchery so you would tune in to watch this garbage, now I'm going to give you something to make me feel like I'm doing quality programming for you. Be good to each other. Take care, everybody.
You know what it was? He had to do the issues and
programs.
Programs and issues. So that was him fulfilling his commitment to the FCC.
That's right. That's it. That's exactly it. All right. It is 7:42. Let's go ahead and pause for some local news. Kim Commando update. We'll also get you into your Chaves County sports update brought to you by DSI. All coming up here in just a few. Don't go away.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. A Los Lunas woman has pleaded no contest to careless driving and failing to obey a traffic signal after a crash that killed her sister last June in Roswell. Inez Crawley was in court Tuesday pleading guilty to the lesser charges after she was first charged with vehicular homicide. A judge sentenced Crawley to 90 days probation and a fine. The 70-year-old Crawley was driving her car near Southeast Main and East Brasher Road June 15th when she ran a red light, police say, and was struck broadside by a pickup truck. 76-year-old Ellen Adams, a passenger in Crawley's car, and her sister was killed. And we reported yesterday about Roswell's secondhand treasure sale that was scheduled for this coming weekend at the Roswell Adult Center. Now we've learned that the secondhand treasure sale has been canceled due to a lack of sellers signing up for the event. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
It took decades for the air carriers to figure out what most electronic engineers already knew. Current cell phone technology has absolutely no dangerous effects on an airplane's electronics. Many airlines even stopped telling passengers to turn their phones off. And even when they did, most passengers simply ignored the order. But things are changing. I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by LinkedIn Jobs. Post a job for free and find qualified candidates quickly at linkedin.com/Kim. With the rollout of 5G phones, the FAA is about to issue both an airworthiness directive and a special airworthiness information bulletin, warning all pilots about the very real safety issues of 5G interference with onboard aircraft instruments. Neither 3G nor 4G phones shared any of the frequencies used by radar and other systems. But 5G will, and the concerns are serious. Eventually, all airliners will install special filters to keep stray 5G signals out of their systems, but that's going to take years. Get updates at commando.com.
Whether you need it for work, school, or a special project, it's very important to have the right printer. The Epson EcoTank is a new type of printer that doesn't use cartridges. Stop buying expensive ink cartridges and save yourself the frustration of replacing ink cartridges ever again. The Epson EcoTank printers have supersized, easy-to-fill ink tanks, and they come with just a ridiculous amount of ink. If you're like me, you've tried rationing your printing to save yourself from replacing those expensive ink cartridges. With the Epson EcoTank, you don't have to worry about running out of ink. So start printing in color all you want. You can kiss expensive cartridges goodbye already. But hurry, because the Epson EcoTank is changing the way people print. It's flying off the shelves. I just love mine. The Epson EcoTank makes it easy. Make the switch today. Add the Epson EcoTank to your online shopping list so you can just fill and chill. Epson EcoTank printers, available at Best Buy, Office Depot, Staples, and at epson.com/EcoTankKim.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We still have cool air coming in from the north, and that'll keep things cloudy today. Our afternoon high 55 to 60, and we may get a shower or two, but precipitation chances are pretty low. Partly cloudy overnight and down to 40, and then tomorrow clouds early in the day, but clearing up in the afternoon and a little bit warmer with our high in the mid-60s. Sunny and back to the 70s Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Welcome to DSI, New Mexico's business technology leader. We help you digitally transform your business to do more, faster, and more secure. Selecting DSI gives you access to the world's best technologies, award-winning local technicians, and our commitment to the New Mexico communities we serve. One local source for all your technology products, services, and the personalized support you can only get from DSI.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. Hey, the NMMI Colts are in the state finals in Class 3A boys soccer. NMMI yesterday on the road in Santa Fe defeated Santa Fe Prep by a score of 2-0. The goals came from senior John Zimmerman and sophomore Humberto Valdez. And it's NMMI into the finals. That's actually going to take place tomorrow in Albuquerque at University of New Mexico. Sandia Prep will be the opponent for the Colts. Sandia Prep defeated Bosque in the other semi 1-0, and Sandia Prep is 20-2 overall. One volleyball score of note to pass along to you. Goddard wins over Artesia last night in 3 straight. Goddard now in command of that district with a 4-1 mark. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell Talk FM 106.5.
Will shut down its face recognition system and delete the face prints of more than 1 billion people amid growing concerns about the technology and its misuse by governments, police, and others. This change will represent one of the largest shifts in facial recognition usage in the technology's history. Jerome Presente, Vice President of Artificial Intelligence for Facebook's new parent company Meta, wrote in a blog post on Tuesday. BP reported soaring profits Tuesday on the back of surging oil and gas prices as the global economy recovers from the coronavirus pandemic. On Wall Street, the Dow up 138 points, closing at 36,052. The Nasdaq gained 53 to 15,649, and the S&P 500 up 17 to $4,630. With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Wait for it. It's coming. Spring River Park and Zoo present Race for the Zoo 2021. Saturday, November 13th, beginning at 9 a.m. It's a 5K with a 2-mile option, and you can run, walk, crawl, scuttle, whatever, with t-shirts for all races and awards and trophies for the fastest finishers. Proceeds go towards keeping our furry and feathered friends cared for. For more information, contact the Roswell Parks and Recreation Department at 575-624-6719 and register online at roswellconnect.com. Race for the Zoo 2021, November 13th, 9 a.m. at Spring River Zoo.
The pandemic hurt small businesses all over New Mexico, even yours, and rebuilding your business is really tough. The state of New Mexico designed the Business Recovery Grant Program to help pay your business rent, lease, or mortgage payments. The average award is $50,000 and does not need to be paid back. As a business owner, you are dealing with a whole new set of challenges. Visit nmfinance.com/recovery to apply now so you can free up your cash and focus on your great comeback.
High-flying action is back on the High Plains as Eastern New Mexico University men's and women's basketball is back on the hardwood. ENMU has a thrilling home slate as they welcome in conference rivals and national runner-up West Texas A&M, in-state rival Western New Mexico, and many other exciting matchups that you don't want to miss. Season tickets start as low as $50 for the 2021-22 season. Call 575-562-2153 or visit goeasternathletics.com for more ticket information. ENMU Greyhound men's and women's basketball. All in.
As a business leader, you want what's best for your employees. You want them to be happy, take pride in their work, and have access to better health. That's where we come in. Health plans from True Health New Mexico offer members access to over 10,000 providers in facilities throughout New Mexico. Many prescription drugs have $0 copays, and many plans cover behavioral health 100%. Be true to your company and to your employees. Visit TrueHealthNewMexico.com.
If you're faced with a decision on your current job and career path, please consider an advertising sales position with Pecos Valley Broadcasting Company. We have a veteran sales staff to work with and learn from. We represent 5 radio stations and an online platform that reaches thousands of listeners and viewers across the Pecos Valley and beyond. We pay a base salary and expense reimbursement, plus a generous commission plan. Within your first year, you could be earning $35,000 to $40,000 or more with room for growth. You won't be stuck in an office. You'll have lots of time for your family, and we'll never ask your vaccination status. If you're interested, email jobs@pvbcradio.com and ask to speak with Vice President and General Manager Thomas Beard today. Pecos Valley Broadcasting Company is an equal opportunity employer.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The ball on top of a flagpole is called a truck. Mess with your friends today by pointing at a flagpole and say, "Hey, check out the truck on top of that flagpole." Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 7:52. Got a few minutes here before the top of the hour. Stay tuned next hour. We're scheduled to have the folks in the Roswell Refuge join us, give us an update on what's happening out there. I've been reading some more. Of course, I shared the Chaves County Sheriff's Department's post about the shooting that took place last Friday. They released about a 24-minute video of the 911 dispatch calls, the incidents, interviewing the victim, and of course the shooting lapel cam footage of the shooting of the suspect and everything else. I watched all 24 minutes of it last night, and I've been reading comments and these are the comments that aren't on our Facebook, but on if you click and go to the Sheriff's Department and the original post it started from, clicking on some of those comments, and I know I shouldn't, because it's unless you're some kind of masochist or rubbernecker, which I guess I'm both. I don't know. You should not read comments, because people say the dumbest. I don't know what people, and then I see it, and I know I get it. It's all about perspective. And it's a different thing, and I understand that, and the way I've seen in the world and how I live is going to be different than how someone else has lived and seen in the world, and so that shapes and forms how they think. I get all that, But these comments, man, I'm like, have you walked on any kind of earth at any point and understand? It's just some of the comments people make, things that a lot of the comments are being made from places of lack of knowledge. Everyone has an opinion about a lot of things. Problem is with opinions, some of them come from very educated places, some just don't, and they come from emotion or someone else's opinion that you're forming your opinion from and not seeing exactly what's going on for yourself, and you're watching through someone else's filtered lens and adopting that opinion because it's the easy way to. Because let's face it, it's easy to watch something and take the opinion of what someone's trying to give you and sell you. I mean, every time you watch a video, whoever made it, someone's got an agenda, and they're going to put that video slant on that agenda. And obviously, the sheriff's department put this out to show you and me and everybody else that despite what you're hearing, this is what happened. This is how it went down. This is how the officers responded. This is how everybody involved happened. And it's not, he said, she said. It's no. This is the recordings. This is the video footage. This is exactly how it went down. This is how officers and dispatch and everybody reacted in real time to the situation. And after watching all that, I mean, I personally, in my opinion, and I ain't gonna lie, my opinion is a little bit I've been on ride-alongs. I've never been in law enforcement, but I understand what their job is and how they do it and how it's done. And what they did was in my opinion, is that situation was determined not by the police department at the end of the day. That situation was determined by the person, the suspect who ended up being deceased, getting shot and killed after this incident. There was many opportunities that this could have stopped. And I don't know. And then people say, about sharing this information or not sharing it and how rude it is to the. And I'm sorry, I can't get behind that, because if they don't do it, you're going to say that the sheriff's department, what people say. What people say, police brutality, blah, 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 all the stuff that goes out there. And then they say, oh, yeah, here's what happened. And now it's, oh, what about privacy for the family? Oh, why did you have to shoot him? They could have done this. And then everybody gets into, because everybody watches Netflix and they think that action movie is exactly how these things should go down. Just shoot him in the knee. Or come on, man. That's the difference between reality and then fantasy. There isn't going to be a Marvel superhero that flies in and fixes it. There isn't a guy that can come in and pick up the bad guy and wrap him up and sit him. I mean, that's. But I think people think this is what they can do. Shoot him in the knee. I'm like, really? It's like you've got a guy getting to pull a gun out. Hold on, stop. Let me do that. No, we're not all Arnold Schwarzeneggers and Sylvester Stallones and Dirty Harrys and people that one shot, one kill, blah, 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 da, 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 da. They think this is the world we live in. No. That's none of that's happened. They did everything they could. And matter of fact, and then people are like, well, because if you watch the video, the officers finally catch up with him there and the officers there respond, and they got guns drawn. They're like, hands up. The guy puts his hands up, and then the police start moving in quickly on him. And the reason why is because he surrendered. Hands are up. They're trying to get him on the ground, get him secured, because they know he has a gun. He threw his phone on the ground. He threw his wallet on the ground, and he had his hands up. So they're like, his hands up, their way. Move in quick. That's how they're trained. Move in quick, get him secured, then go find the gun but they need to get him secured. So, hands raised, they go moving in. And then as they're moving in, they leave from their spots to go to secure him. He puts his hands down and starts reaching in his pocket. And that's when, and they knew he had the gun. And he started pulling out, I don't know if it was the gun, I don't know. The video doesn't really go much into that, but that's when fire started opening up and everything else. When that man dropped his hands and started making aggressive action while the police officers are in that vulnerable position, going from their protected position to the secure the suspect position, because he didn't drop a gun that they saw. And so to them, it's on his person. And when he goes digging in his pocket in that manner, they dropped him. And you can watch the video, and they slow it down and everything else. And a lot of people, of course, are going to say, well, you could have done this. No. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. This isn't television. You don't get to run in and do it. It doesn't work that way. This is real life. This isn't fantasy. And your opinions are based on fantasy, not reality. And I know I'm just getting mad because people's comments are so dumb, and they say things and they make it sound like they're so on this high and mighty high ground. If you don't see a problem with this shooting, then there's something wrong with you. Yeah, there's a problem with it, but it's not because of actions of what the sheriff's department did. The problem is here, and you want to start blaming
News this
people?
hour
No,
from
I gotta go.
townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Celebrating in Virginia. Backers of Republican Glenn Youngkin cheering their man's victory over Democrat Terry McAuliffe in the Virginia governor's race. Youngkin vowing to change the trajectory of the Commonwealth.
We are going to start that transformation on day one.
The next Virginia Attorney General and the Lieutenant Governor, also Republicans. In a setback for the defund the police movement, Minneapolis residents rejecting a ballot measure would have overhauled the city's police department.
The ballot question failed, with 57% of Minneapolis voters voting against it. Question 2 would have dissolved Minneapolis's current police department by revising the city's charter to establish a new Department of Public Safety. The new entity would have employed a, quote, comprehensive public health approach to safety, replacing the city's police chief with a commissioner nominated by the mayor and appointed by the Minneapolis City Council. Police officers themselves would not have been completely done away with, but non-police first responders would be introduced to deal with substance abuse emergencies, mental health crises, and other nonviolent situations. Bernie Bennett reporting.
No winner yet in the New Jersey governor's race. Too close to call. The vote count goes on. John Deere workers rejecting a contract offer that, among other things, included a 10% pay hike.
The vote means workers will remain on strike in the hopes of securing a better deal. The raises in the latest agreement were twice as big as the ones in the original offer United Auto Workers Union members rejected last month. However, the latest raises and improved benefits weren't enough to end the strike that began on October 14.
That's correspondent Jeremy House. On Wall Street, stocks narrowly mixed. Right now, the Dow down about 81 points, while the NASDAQ is 1 point higher. The S&P 500 index, 3 points in the red. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Why are cash-out refinances such a big deal right now? Uncle Ryan tries to teach me something.
I really feel like right now might be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I've been doing this for 18 years now, and I've just never seen a market where the rates are so low and values across the country have skyrocketed as much as they have. That combination, I remember one couple in particular, they were looking to do some home improvements at the house, but they were worried about their payments going up. Well, with rates being so low and them building up so much equity in the home over the last few years, we were able to get them the cash out for those home improvements, and their payments actually went down a little bit. Every single situation is different, but it does happen more often than you think. So it definitely does not hurt to call.
We are United Faith Mortgage.
United Faith Mortgage is a DBA of United Mortgage Corp. 25 Middle Park Road, Melville, New York. Licensed mortgage banker. For all licensing information, go to NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Corporate NMLS number 1330. Equal housing lender. Licensed in Alaska, Hawaii, Georgia, Massachusetts, North Dakota, South Dakota, or Utah.
A Dutch court has ruled a small snack bar in the south of the country can keep its name, rejecting a lawsuit brought by the American fast food giant Wendy's.
It's a legal battle that's been going on for more than 20 years. A small Dutch snack bar named after the owner's daughter versus an international corporation. The American chain Wendy's says the snack bar's brand is invalid because it only has one shop, and its minimal advertising means there's no genuine trademark. But the court ruled that even minor use of the brand was sufficient to qualify for the trademark in Belgium, the Netherlands and Luxembourg. It's a major blow for the American chain, which operates more than 6,500 restaurants worldwide and hopes to open branches across the 3 countries.
That's the BBC's Olivia Noon. The number of coronavirus cases has risen in Europe for the 5th consecutive week. making it the only world region where COVID-19 is still on the increase. News and analysis at townhall.com. The National Transportation Safety Board's determined the cause of a deadly plane crash in Alaska.
The board says the braking system on a plane that overran a runway at an airport in 2019 was compromised by anti-skid sensors that were not correctly wired. Investigators say the incorrect wiring likely occurred during an overhaul in January of 2017, but it was not discovered until after the accident. NTSB says the plane, pilot, weather, and federal oversight all had a role in the incident that left one person dead. Jason Walker reporting.
The party went on into the early hours of the morning in Atlanta, celebrating the Braves World Series victory. Atlanta shut out the Astros 7-0 in Game 6, the Braves' first World Series championship since 1995. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number, and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
Yeah, I got on a rant. I just blew through the time, and I was like, the thing went off. I was like, I gotta shut up. I just see the comments that people make in this video, and it gets so mad to me because they don't understand and they get so judgy.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's very comfortable for you to sit and make those decisions from the comfort of your couch.
This is why I've opted out of the discourse.
Yeah.
I've just completely I don't look at comment sections anymore.
I'm
tired of it.
I don't try to on the regular, but sometimes you just get there. And I was seeing it, I'm like, God, what's wrong with people? How are they just not seeing? At what point do we blame people for their own actions? At what point why everybody, if you're going out kidnapping people and shooting people and threatening to kill people, you're the problem, not society. And society needs to deal with that. And it's not, it's because, yeah, I get it. Yeah, we all have problems. I got problems too. But you know what I'm not doing? I'm not kidnapping people and shooting people.
Right.
You know, but if I did, are you gonna think I'm you're a victim? No, I'm not a victim.
Nobody's thinking about your family. What your family and friends must feel.
I'm sorry, in this country, this is how it works. Freedom comes with the price. You are responsible for your own actions. You get the freedom to do what you want, but you're also going to have the freedom to accept those consequences of what's going to happen. That's how this works. That's why you have to educate your kids and teach them. It's not society's job. It's not the classroom. It's not you teach. It's your job. No, if you're the one who's the parent, and
if you want to murder blindly without any consequence or any issue, you need to become a guard for Squid Game. It's simple as that.
There you go.
Then you can just kill indiscriminately, as long as they mess up.
Yeah.
And they will mess up.
Yeah, they'll hand me this stuff, and that could have been, that man could be alive today if 37 decisions that he made leading up to this, he changed a decision there, and he would have been alive today. And because he didn't, here we sit. And I'm sorry, that's not the fault of the sheriff's department. And you can sit there and talk about tactics and this person was rude and this. You don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
You don't know how dispatch works. You don't know how law enforcement training works. And You're not speaking from a place of an education.
The mindset is
you need
that
to shut
on the
your
other
whole,
side of things,
Yeah.
when law enforcement doesn't step in and do something, it's always where were law enforcement? Why didn't they step in? Why weren't they there to handle things?
There's
always going to be
it's catch-22.
Yeah,
for these guys,
exactly. We're not here to please the public. We're here to make sure that justice is served.
And that's why I'm more mad about this than anything else, because I'm tired of people that aren't educated just spewing off whatever they want, and people take actual credibility with this dumbness. Right. And I'm like, no. In the world before information, we didn't hear this mess because the fringe people, the fringe. And I'm tired of the fringe getting a big platform because the fringe needs not one platform. They don't speak from a place of importance, and too many people give them importance. And educate yourself and tune out these idiots. I'm done with them. Yeah. So sympathetic, I used to be. I used to understand. Now you're instigating, and I don't want to hear from you.
Mm-hmm.
You need to shut your hole, and I guarantee. Ask any of the people that this person kidnapped. Ask any of the people that this person held a gun to his head. Ask them if those officers, how they did.
Mm-hmm.
Ask them.
Right.
And then you be so judgy when that gun's up to your head and you're saying, well, you shouldn't shoot that guy. You should talk to him first. Don't let him blow me up, but talk to him first.
Talking to him is sort of what got us here.
Drop him. That's what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And then we protect the people that are the victims, the real victims.
Right.
Not the one who's had a hard life and decided he's going to destroy everybody else's.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. You don't get a pass for that. Just because the world treated you bad doesn't mean you could treat everybody else bad and we got to accept it. I'm sorry. You don't do that, you get dropped. And if you don't like that, feel free to move to any other place where their Gestapo tactics are lined up with what you believe in.
There you go.
Sorry.
Coming up this hour, the Roswell Refuge.
I didn't finish my thought last hour.
I was just trying to figure out how we're going to segue out of this one.
I had to finish my thought because I didn't get a chance to get it out last hour, and I had to get it out because, I know I'm talking to a very small percentage of people.
I understand the upset. I understand the frustration. That's why I'm saying, for your own good, get out of the discourse.
Oh, I know.
For your own good, stay out of the comments section.
I stay out most of the time.
Because
but this
trolls
one, I got it.
are always going to be there. And as long as we're there to counter balance them, it feeds them.
I just think some of them are trolls, but I think some of these people are just legit stupid people that aren't trolling. They think that they're right. And I'm like, you're not speaking from experience, or you're just making some stupid statement that the same person that doesn't have any experience either has been gurgitating, and now you think it's Bible, and it don't work that way. And if you think it does, you're about to have a much bigger, harder lesson in life when the world stomps a hole in you, because you can sit here and talk about what's all right in the world, but at the end of the day, if you don't do what you got to do to protect you, the world will teach you real quick why you should. And if you don't prepare your kids for that, then you're doing it a disservice. I'm sorry. So that's, it's how it works, how life works, how the world works. And you can sit there and make all the opinions you want, but at the end of the day, that's what happens. And I got to be honest with you, humanity doesn't care. I mean, we all want to be good human beings, but in the big picture, doesn't care about you. Don't care what happens to you. Only person that cares about what happens to you is you and your family and close people. And if you don't nurture and do that, and the world eats up and spits it out, and you blame the world, that's on you.
See, I read that wrong. I always thought that it was huge manatee is going to decide in the end. That ultimately we would have to face a gigantic manatee and atone for our wrongdoings.
Yeah.
I assume that's how we would all meet our fate. It's like a Valhalla thing. You have to pass into the the golden light.
Well, it might
but
happen.
First we have to fight the huge manatee.
Well, that might still happen, but in the
while
meantime,
there's somebody off to the side going, "Oh, the huge manatee!" That's what I thought. I was way off.
Actually, no, it's some guy named Hugh Manatee.
Manatee. That poor guy. You knew our last name was Manatee, Mom. Why'd you name me Hugh? You know who I feel bad for is my other friend Hugh. His last name's Millity. That guy's humble as heck.
They all wish they were Hugh Jackman. By the way, what's that? What's that clicking noise you're doing?
That? I
What is that?
have restless leg syndrome.
What that's annoying. What is that?
It's a squeaky chair, all right?
Is that what it's doing? I'm
Yes.
like, what's making... I know it's your leg on something, but what is the rest of it?
What? Watch nothing. Listen.
Oh, that's
It's because I'm moving my leg and the chair is squeaky.
I don't know if that's coming over the radio,
It
but
is.
that's infuriating.
Don't complain to me. Complain to maintenance. They're the ones who aren't greasing our chairs properly. Can't be responsible for my chair's squeakiness.
I was like, what is that noise? That's that's the kind of thing that makes you want to jump off a cliff.
I can leave. I can just leave. That's fine too. Let me relieve you of your sound issue.
He's just mad because he was cold this morning.
You're just mad because I came up with that huge manatee thing. And you had to segue from it.
Aw, tissues all around today. It is 8:14. Yes, we're scheduled to have the folks on the Roswell Refuge join us here in just a little bit. Before we do any of that, though, let's take a look at your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We still have cool air coming in from the north, and that'll keep things cloudy today. Our afternoon high 55 to 60, and we may get a shower or two, but precipitation chances are pretty low. Partly cloudy overnight and down to 40, and then tomorrow clouds early in the day, but clearing up in the afternoon and a little bit warmer with our high in the mid-60s. Sunny and back to the 70s Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. And currently, I need to update that. That weather's not the freshest weather. Let me refresh the freshest weather. There it is. Currently 50 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 77% with winds out of the northeast at 8 miles per hour. We are looking at the potential for some patchy fog in the AM hours, but otherwise just plain old mostly cloudy today. Still going to be cool. Another cool one today. Highs of only 54 expected with northeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, we got some patchy fog after 7, but partly cloudy for the most part. Overnight low of 39 degrees tonight with east winds at around 5 miles per hour. Thursday, some fog in the morning, but partly cloudy for the day. Sun gradually taking over for the afternoon. A little warmer tomorrow. Actually, quite a bit warmer, 68. So we're gonna get about another 12 to 14 degree warm up from today to tomorrow. Winds will be out of the southwest, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Friday, the warm up continues. Sunny skies, a high of 79 on Friday. South winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday, another warm day, 79, pushing 80. Sunny skies, and then Sunday we're breaking the 80 degree barrier. Sunny skies, a high of 83 expected. And then next week when you start work week and school week, 82 on Monday, near 80 on Tuesday. So today's looks like our last day of the chilly temperatures for a couple days, and then we'll warm up. We'll gradually warm up tomorrow, and then Friday we're going to be chilling in the 80s for a couple days, or near 80s. All right, it is 8:17. Let's go ahead and take a quick commercial break. We'll see if the folks in the refuge join us. If not, I'm got a backup plan. We're going to replay an interview for you if I don't see them here. But otherwise, I'm going to complain about more stuff, and I don't want to do that. All right, it is 17 minutes after 8. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back.
Roswell Skin Center, a brand new state-of-the-art facility located in the 400 Penn Plaza building here in Roswell, is now accepting new patients. Dr. Brandon Cometti and his team offer a full range of skin care services, including general dermatology, surgical and cosmetic procedures, including cutting-edge laser rejuvenation, Botox, filler, laser hair removal, chemical peels, and other non-invasive options to improve skin health and turn back the hands of time. Call and schedule your appointment at Roswell Skin Center today, 208-2509. That's 208-2509. The Roswell Chaves County Economic Corporation, in partnership with New Mexico Workforce Connections and the City of Roswell, have put together a job fair hiring event November 4th from 4 to 7 p.m. at the Roswell Convention Center. Come prepared to be interviewed on the spot, as this is a hiring event. Workforce Connections will provide laptops for those that need to apply online and a mobile station to help job seekers with resumes and interviews. To reserve a booth at this event, call 575-622-1975 or email Juarez at mjuarez@chavezcounty.net.
When you think of home health care here in Roswell, what's the first thing that pops into your head? That's right, Frontier Medical. We've been doing it better than anyone else for over 20 years, from in-home nursing to physical therapy and so much more. Doctors and hospitals from Albuquerque to Lubbock and everywhere in between have been trusting their patients to us here at Frontier Medical. So when it's time to make a choice, remember Frontier Medical. 575-627-1112. Frontier Medical.
Name to remember.
Kiwanis of Roswell and the Roswell Community Little Theater present the music of Simon and Garfunkel, performed by folk duo Swearingen and Kelly, Saturday, November 6th at the Roswell Community Little Theater. Fundraiser performance times will be at 2 p.m. and at 7:30 p.m. Reserve seats are $28 and VIP $40. Purchase tickets online at roswelltheater.com or call 575-513-8119. Don't miss this fundraising tribute to the magical sounds of Simon and Garfunkel by Swearingen and Kelly, Saturday, November 6th, 2 and 7:30 p.m. at the Roswell Community Little Theater.
When you're not feeling well, the last thing you want to worry about is how soon you can get in to see your healthcare provider, or even finding a provider if you don't have one. Well, now you can feel better knowing that the Loveless Healthcare Center in Roswell offers same-day or next-day appointments for when you're not feeling well, or for checkups, annual exams, or any chronic issues that need attention. To schedule an appointment or to find a new healthcare provider, call 625-3222 today.
There's confusion about how to protect yourself from COVID. One thing is certain, whether you're vaccinated or not, you need an accurate thermometer to check for fever, the leading sign of flu and COVID. Be vigilant and contact your medical provider at the first sign of fever. Don't rely on non-contact thermometers that have no scientific studies. Only the Exergen temporal scanner thermometer has been proven accurate in more than 100 clinical studies. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Oh, according to research, 82% of people will remember radio ads. So, 82% of you listening will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. 82% of you will note that if you're hiring, ZipRecruiter finds qualified people for your job. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And 82% of you will remember that you can try ZipRecruiter for free. But you have to go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Yes, free. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Slugs have 4 noses, but no fingers to pick them. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. And good morning. It is 19 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from American. And good morning. It is 19 minutes after 9 o'clock. Post 28 and 61 join us, and Barbara Gomez joined us as well, talking all about the Heroes 5K that's happening this Saturday. And then, of course, the Veterans Day celebration happening this Saturday. Veterans Day is next Thursday, the 11th. We will have our celebration here in the city this Saturday. So we're going to play that interview with Barbara and the folks from American Legion right now. Enjoy. I'd say at least last 3-4 years now.
This is the
third year now. And this year, we're going to be doing it again. From the American Legion Post 61 family, we have Leah and Jen with us. From American Legion Post 28, Louis Mesta's with us. And then Talking Heroes 5K, Barbara Gomez with us. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. Good morning.
How's everybody doing? Good. I say we have 2 commanders here. We got And good morning. It is 19 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from American Legion Post 61 family, we have Leah and Jen with us. From American Legion Post 28, Louis Mesta's with us. And then Talking Heroes 5K, Barbara Gomez with us. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. Good morning.
How's everybody doing? Good. I say we have 2 commanders here. We have Commander Louis and Commander Lee. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. Commanders?
So 28 and 61, right?
Yes. Yeah, well, and this is something that for several years now, both Legion Posts have joined together to put on a Veterans Day presentation. I'd say at least last 3-4 years now.
This is the
third year now. And this year, we're going to be doing it again. Vietnam is the theme for this year's Veterans Day ceremony recognition. And we got a good one this year, don't we, Louis? This one, I mean, we have good guest speakers, but I ain't trying to brag a little bit, but we kind of got a big deal this time.
Good morning, Vietnam.
Well, I would tell you, we got more stuff going on at this parade than we've had since
last one. No, I'm just kidding.
Since 2017. I mean, really, this has been, lots of interest, lots of participation. I mean, the National Guard's going to come out. It's not going to be a big contingency, but I've got car clubs and motorcycle clubs and
all right. So
people
we're gonna
that have just been interested. I did put a call into Pirtle. Hopefully he can bring his tractors, but they never call me back.
Well, there's room if you want them. And to be honest, if you want to be in the parade on Saturday, just come out
show up
to the. They're kind of assembling in the parking lot there behind the Chaves County Courthouse there off Virginia.
And Pioneer Plaza.
And the Pioneer Plaza, which is across the. So basically, you're going to be flanking the courthouse. One side on Virginia or on the other side across Main Street there.
Yeah, we just need people to avoid Main Street south of 4th. The Patriot Guard will be parking right at 4th and Main, just south.
Okay.
And usually the National Guard, whatever trucks that they bring, will be on the other side of the street there. So we need to avoid that. But your entrance into the parade will be at 4th and Main.
Okay.
We'll have people out there directing who can go where and when.
If you get there early enough, you could park and then walk over to Martine's and get you some. My go-to is Huevos Rancheros with the green chili stew. But y'all do you.
Oh, yeah. It'll be good. It'll be good.
Wake up.
But we should probably talk about the 5K first because that's what's
that's going to actually kick off the Saturday.
Right.
Will be the Heroes 5K, which gets underway, about 7 in the morning,
Well,
I think?
actually start. You can start registering at 6:45 in the morning.
Do you have that in the morning?
Yes.
Oh, 6:45.
You can register and pick up your T-shirt, pick up your bag with swag in it.
Okay.
And we will be at the Berkshire Hathaway parking lot.
Okay, which is right downtown, right?
5th and Main.
Right next door to the courthouse
Yes.
lawn there, yeah.
And so we have a lot of help out there to get this done. So if you want to register beforehand. We'll get your bag ready. We'll get everything ready so it won't take long.
Okay.
If you prefer to do a paper registration, you can show up and do a paper registration. I cannot promise that you'll get a T-shirt if you wait till the last minute. If you register at active.com online, we can get you a T-shirt.
Yep. Again, you go to www.active.com.
Active.com.
And then you'll see a drop box.
It'll have a little box there, and you need to put in there Heroes 5K.
Okay.
Or even put Roswell, because what it does, that program pulls up whatever's happening in Roswell, New Mexico.
It's a national website.
It's a national website. It's a really cool website that I've used for years, and it keeps good information.
If you've been a part of previous Brave 5Ks, you're going to be very familiar with the software.
And not only that, if you've been involved in a 5K before, anything that I put together, even for the veterans or any other race, you've already been sent an invitation.
All right.
You've already received an invitation. So what we do is from 6:45 till almost 7:30 is we finish all of registration. At exactly 7:30, we will line up at 4th and Main.
Okay.
At 4th and Main. And that's where the race will start at exactly 7:30.
Okay.
Okay.
Very good.
So we take off from there. We head, and just a quick aside on that, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Lee, but I believe this will be the last time that we'll be able to have a 5K on Main Street.
Okay.
That's what I've been told.
That's kind of what we've been told.
So if you ever wanted to run in the middle of the street,
right,
this will be your last chance.
It's a cool environment because, of course, everyone is there for the parade.
Sure.
So you can come out.
It is kind of cool.
It's kind of a cool thing to have it right on Main Street. So you'll take off from 4th and Main. You will head up all the way to College. Then you will hang a right, which that would make it east on College Boulevard. Then you'll hang a left on Grand Street, and that's in front of the Wool Bowl. When you get to the end there will be a barrier on 19th Street. You will be doing a turnaround.
Okay.
So then you will turn around and come right back where you started.
All right. So you don't have to worry about, man, what about my car and all that stuff?
You just come back and go the same way. But we've got, Mike, this thing came up really, really fast.
Sure, it's just this kind of got put together last minute.
Well, normally we do a different run with NIMI, and they were not able to do it this year. They didn't really know if they wanted to do it, so they chose not to.
COVID has made things more complicated.
It's made it more difficult.
Quite frankly, they got bigger fish to fry right
now. They do. And so Mr. Lee approached me and said, hey, Barbara, are you going to do the run or not? And at first I was like, yeah, I think I can. Yes, I think I can. And the last minute I thought, man, I don't have enough time to put this thing together. And he called me and said, Barbara, you need to do this. And I said, okay, I will put this thing together. So it's literally been a 2-week project, you guys.
Very good.
So
it's happening.
It's happening.
Well, I've been arm wrestling the city over this for a couple of months.
Yeah, he has. He's been working hard, not only for the parade, but he's been working on behalf of the run. So I do thank American Legion Post 28 and 61 both, because we went under their umbrella to have the race this year.
Cool.
And they've done that actually for years for us. So we do
at least 3, right?
We do appreciate it. But Mike,
it's been closer to 5.
Has it?
Yeah, it has been 5 years. And the cool thing about it is the sponsors that I've had in the past, Mike, they just completely step up. It doesn't even matter if it's a week away. It does not even matter. They want to support veterans because and they want the race to happen. So this year, Crumlin Auto Group stepped up right away.
Oh, good.
I have Chimera.
As they do all the time.
Yes, and Chimera Medical. They have runners that are part of Chimera.
And they've been an integral part of the whole veterans.
They have been
veterans
absolutely.
Program. And
as a matter of fact, I think they're sponsor for you as well. Are they not?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
and then I
my
have
top sponsor this year.
What's that? Your top sponsor?
Yeah, Chimera was. Yeah.
And Eastern New Mexico University, Roswell. I'll tell you, Donna and her group, they step up every time I have an event. They're always there. And just this morning, yay, I'm very excited about that. But Richland Motors just texted me just this morning and said, we're going to be a part of this as well. And just so you know, the event is called the Heroes 5K Run, but the proceeds will benefit Operation Comfort Warrior through the American Legion.
Excellent.
So it is going to be benefiting the American Legion. So any the proceeds that we make will go directly back to the American Legion.
Very good.
So
that's all for the Heroes 5K. So everyone that registers and participates, your registration fees and all that will go to this great organization.
Yes, back to this organization. It has 4 years before. Whenever I was doing it for NIMI, we together selected a veterans organization. But since I was partnering up with Lee and the American Legion Post 61 this year, I let him decide where he wanted it to go, and he gave me a couple of them. But I thought Operation Comfort Warrior, because this is a program dedicating to meeting the needs of wounded, injured, or ill military personnel by providing them with comfort items not usually supplied by the government.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah, and so Lee can tell you more about that. But we're excited about it. I've got the T-shirts going. I've got a fantastic logo. And if you guys, anybody knows Juliana Halverson, she is completely an awesome graphic artist.
Yeah.
She created our logo this year. And so I'm excited about our logo, and our T-shirts are going to look great. So please sign up, active.com.
Yeah.
It's $20 to run.
And you can make it as competitive as you want, or if you want to treat it like a fun run and just, that's entirely up to you. We would love to have you participate again. Have some fun, but at the same time, so we can cut a big fat check to help these wounded warriors.
Yeah, actually, this year I wanted to make it run, walk, or roll. And you know why, Mr. Lee? Because I thought that you should roll in it this year. And but we always have families out there, with their kids, like in a stroller or something. I just was trying to keep bikes out. I didn't really want bikes on there, so I decided not to.
Fair. I can roll at 4.4 miles per hour.
Oh, wow.
And he didn't get winded.
Yeah. And not get winded, see?
That's the key.
So maybe
the tortoise and the hare. He just keeps going steady the whole time.
Maybe I'll do that next year if we do this again, but, be a walk, a run, walk, a roll maybe next time. But either way, some parents do come with their little kids in their little strollers, and they run it. If you can't run, that is fine. You can walk the whole thing. Come out and show your support.
Absolutely.
You get a T-shirt, and if you don't sign up early enough, you do not get a T-shirt. Yeah. But please sign up, active.com.
And if you tend to run and end up walking, well, use it as motivation for next time to run.
Sure. Dr. Martinez, he has that Saturday morning walk out there. And he's invited all of his walkers to not walk out there that day,
So they're gonna-
but to come walk with us that day.
Cool. They're going to do their
So,
5K walking that way.
Yeah,
Good
and
for them.
just to let you know, Mike, also that this race, the reason it was called a Heroes Run is because we wanted to bring awareness and sacrifices of the contributions that our veterans and local heroes have made to our nation and specifically to our community, especially during the pandemic right now. So police officers, fire department, sheriff's department, the American Legion, of course, the soldiers in that, National Guard. We've invited, by the way, we've invited New Mexico Youth Challenge. Oh, good. I mean, they step out and always help us. Hey, guys, they're not running this year, I don't think, so somebody has a chance because these guys have won every single.
The Ringers won't be there.
The Ringers
So
will not be
they're saying
there.
there's a chance.
Yeah, Kristen Good, where are you? She is a #1 runner
I know.
here in town.
They run the thing, and you're just getting warmed up. They're like, man, I've already done it 3 times.
Already done
like,
it
I haven't finished stretching yet. And they're like, yeah, we ran
Yeah,
it
we've
4
already
times
done it. We've already been there, done that.
Yeah, and they're barely like winded. They're just like, that was fun.
Yeah. It helps being a
I'm
teenager.
about to die,
sure.
and they're just like, whew, that was brisk. And I'm like, is there an ambulance around?
Right.
Yeah.
We'll have oxygen at the end. How's that?
Right.
No, maybe not. But either way, there will be a clock out there somewhere. So if you just want to time your own self and beat your best time, just look at that. We are giving prizes for first, second, and third, male and female.
Nice.
And NIMI just told me yesterday that they have a special buckle that was been created, and it'll be for the top runner. That's it.
All right.
One for
so
the
they
top,
are making a contribution, even though
Yes,
they can't
yes.
participate as they normally do. They still
They are
want to
still-
do what they can.
Yes.
Cool.
And
Good
who
for
knows?
them.
Maybe they'll pop up next year and say, hey, let's do this. But, they change commanders, and every time they get a new one, they kind of change things up a little
policies,
bit.
and then I'm sure their policies
yeah.
and the way they do things have changed a little bit over the last year or two.
Right, but I need runners. Everything's ready to go, but we need more runners.
Active.com, you can sign up right now there, or
Call me if you want to do it online. Want me to do it for you.
And if you
want to pay me cash,
space out and forget to do it, show up 6:30 in the morning to the Berkshire
6:45. Yep.
Yeah, Berkshire Hathaway parking lot there. It's right downtown. You can sign up, register there, and you'll start the race right there. So,
right.
Very good.
So thank you.
But then don't leave.
Nope.
Because after you're done running your race, beginning at 9 a.m., we're going to start our Veterans celebration. And that's going to kick off right there, same spot downtown on the Chaves County Courthouse lawn there by the Veterans Memorial. Our normal spot. That's where we're going to be and kick things off. And we got a really good ceremony planned. We got some great guest speaker. We've got once again the Boy Scouts helping out and with everything, and then we're gonna have a great ceremony. But I'll let you guys kind of spill the beans on all the cool stuff we've got.
Well, this is certainly a great theme because there are so many Vietnam veterans in Roswell.
That's probably it's one of these things where obviously every generation we're losing. World War II veterans are almost extinct, unfortunately. World War I certainly. We're Korean veterans are starting to become the same way here, and right around the corner are going to be our Vietnam vets. It's
exactly.
It's time's flying, man. It's just crazy.
We will also have a poster display of the 22 soldiers who gave their life in Vietnam from Chaves County.
Very good.
Oh, wow.
Their names and their pictures, and that will be displayed at the presentation. And again, 22 soldiers from Chaves County gave their lives in Vietnam.
That's a pretty big number when you think about it.
When you think about
you
it.
put in this perspective of things, and that's just local people right here. And obviously, the time and the amount of people that were casualties of that conflict is pretty crazy. But even to think about it, 22 people from right in our own backyard did pass. I mean, that's it's hard to wrap your head around. Like, that's a lot of people, And I mean, you could think of that for like World War II or something where it was a much larger scale of individuals going. But
also, when I think about Vietnam, the youngest Marine to give his life in Vietnam was 15 years old.
15?
15
He
years
lied
old.
to somebody, didn't he?
He certainly did.
his patriotism.
Can you imagine a 14-year-old going through Marine Corps boot camp?
That's crazy.
Graduating, and then giving his life in Vietnam. He was in a firefight at 2:00 in the morning, and he was carrying ammunition to those on the front line, and was killed.
Got hit.
15 years old.
Wow. That's
Did
great. I had no idea.
When did they find out, by the way, that he was 15? After the fact?
After the services.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yes.
Wow. That's a story within itself right there to me. You know what I mean? That's right here in Chaffetz County. One of our 22 is a 15.
Actually, no, he was not one of the 22.
Oh,
He was from back east.
Okay. He wasn't from here, but he was okay.
But I just wanted to note that the youngest Marine that died in Vietnam was 15 years old.
Yeah. See, it's a lot harder to do that nowadays, kids, because computers and things are much more easier to access your birth dates and things. Back then, a lot of you got the right paperwork, you're in on that. But the ceremony will begin at 9 a.m. There on the Chaffetz County Courthouse lawn. Talk about our guest speaker for this.
Jack Swigert.
Yes.
He was a Vietnam helicopter pilot. A lot of people in Roswell know him. He was editor-in-chief of the Roswell Daily Record for a while, and I understand he was in publishing in Las Cruces and stuff, and then he came back and was like a principal owner of RDR at some point. So he's been in this area for quite some time. Anyway, if you ever saw the movie We Were Soldiers, the character played by Greg Kinnear, the helicopter pilot, that was basically Jack Swigert.
Yeah, it was Mel Gibson is the star of the movie.
Yes.
What's his name? Sam Elliott. Sam Elliott. He's got
he
a
does
great
an
role
awesome
in that.
performance.
And then
Boy, he does.
And then Greg Kinnear's kind of the third billing in that one.
Right.
But
he was the helicopter pilot. But if you think of that as the primary focus, that's
what
Jack
he was doing.
Swigert story.
Yeah, he was so basically when these guys were in the middle of a firefight or whatever, and they needed to get out quick with injuries and stuff, he's coming swooping in. I'm assuming on a Huey. He bringing a Huey in there and pick up as many, and then many a time while fire is coming on the helicopter.
Dropping off ammunition, picking up people.
Sure. I imagine
hostile fire and all that.
And I imagine half the time they probably don't even touch the ground when they do some of that stuff. It's just hover and it come on and shoot down the thing, depending on the different levels of combat they're going on in that area.
I think it's a hard landing, and everybody jumps out, everybody jumps in, and then they take off again, I believe. I don't know about hovering. I think that's just a Navy SEAL thing. But
well, I didn't know if there was if it was a real wooded area, not out of openings, they probably have to go over the trees and drop them in via rope or ladder or what have you. So.
Well, hopefully during his talk he'll be able to answer some of these questions for us.
There you go. Yeah. Well, you might want to ask him afterwards. I don't think he's taking questions during.
Not during. No. To my knowledge, we got the NIMI scouts out there going to help us do the wreath laying. I saw the wreaths last night. They were over at 28.
Yep.
They had already pulled them out.
Yep. Unit 28's letting us borrow their wreaths again this year.
Oh, very cool.
Thank you to them.
Yeah.
Tom Blake will be doing some patriotic music for us.
You can't have a patriotic celebration without Tom Blake singing.
Yeah, he's a
great gentleman.
Yep. He's
been doing this longer than I've been helping out with the parade.
He's probably forgot more songs than we know. You know what I mean?
That is entirely possible.
That's true.
He's been helping us out a lot with our White Star and Gold Star.
Yeah, him and him. Yeah, he's been a great just resource for us, and big thank you to him. And thank him on Saturday when you come out when you see him doing his music and things afterwards. But at 9 a.m. we'll have our ceremony. That'll go
till about 10.
About 10.
We expanded it from a half an hour to an hour because there's just so much.
Sure.
Especially,
I think
Louis being so long-winded.
Well, and I think people are going to want to hear what Jack has to say. I think. I think people are going to want to hear that. So
yeah, I'm really looking forward to that.
I am too. I think it's going to be.
When you think of Vietnam, you think of helicopters.
Exactly.
You think of choppers.
He did kind of the big image of when you think of the Vietnam era and the way we fought. Him and a Huey is probably the most iconic scene from that era of warfare. Is the Huey helicopter, and that's kind of. When you think of, and I'm sure Hollywood has painted that image for us because of all the movies that have come out based on that war and that era. But
Youth Challenge is coming out, and they're going to bring their big, huge
the big Garrison flag.
Yes, it will be
We're
back this year.
Takes up
probably
the
going
whole
to put
width
them
of the
right
street.
up front, and then right behind them, I understand we're going to put Cannon Air Force
Cannon
Base
Air Force
is
Base,
coming.
yes.
And
They're honor guard.
Yeah,
they're going to have their honor guard there, which is going to be great. Of course, the Roswell Honor Guard will be there during the ceremony.
Yeah.
But, most of our honor guard are
70s, 80s.
yeah, they're on the older side, so they probably won't be
Let the young
marching in
airmen be the
parade.
marching. Yeah, they got the legs for it. I did too when I was their age. I don't now. So pretty soon, in 20 years, they'll be wearing the American Legion hats, and they can tell the young ones to walk.
I know Harrington's going to be making a
Sheriff will be there and
a
helping
big
out.
splash. There'll be some police and fire in the parade itself.
And that'll get underway right after the ceremony. So figure about 10-ish, we'll get underway with the parade, and we'll take it to the Wool Bowl.
Unfortunately, the fire department has told us that they probably won't be able to do the flag over the main street this year because they don't have 2 trucks.
Gotcha.
So, but
I am working on that, though.
okay.
Well, I
But
think
they
one
will
truck
be
might be over at
participating.
NIMI doing the ball drop.
It could be.
Yeah.
But the other thing, too, is they had suggested that there were some alternative fire departments that might be able to augment. But
by
again,
the
that
way, try
hasn't
not to
been
have a fire in
confirmed.
a big building Saturday morning, please.
Yeah, Saturday morning.
We
so
would really appreciate that.
all you
But you need the
firebugs,
ladder.
just take the
You
day
can't use the
off.
ladder.
Keep it low to the
Yeah,
ground.
we need our guys in the parade.
Yeah. But
Just give us our morning, okay? That's all.
That's
I
all
ask.
we ask. But yes, so basically, once the parade gets underway, we'll all meander our way towards the Wool Bowl.
Right.
And then once we're at the Wool Bowl, we invite you to come and visit.
We're
and
having a little party up there at the Wool Bowl.
not
We
a
got-
formal thing, just a little come
but
and
we
go.
got vendors.
Yeah.
We've got, there'll be food.
Yeah. Usually, a lot of people like to give stuff to veterans and things, and they have
Yeah.
goodie bags and things.
Yep.
And
My
have some of
understanding
those.
is the lowriders are going to be out there doing
Cool.
their car show. I think they're going to be in the parade, and
So-
then they'll park out there for
So
people.
if you're a veteran, come out
Yeah.
and let them shake your hand and thank you for your service. And come
I
out
know
and be a part of
Larry's
it.
working on another car show. I think it's the Alien Speedway or something like that.
So you can look at some
Yeah.
cool rides while you're out there.
Yeah,
And
Larry
I guess
Longo
he's
from
been in
Post
contact
28.
with the Shriners. We might be able to get some funny cars out there.
That would be
But,
wonderful.
I'm curious, because I know Shriners in various regions have different vehicles. Like a lot of them will use the go-karts and things. What are Shriners here?
I don't know.
Are they go-kart folks? Do anybody know?
look
Or
like
they-
I wish
little
Larry was here to
motorcycles.
answer
They
the
use little
question.
motorcycles.
They have little
Okay.
motorcycles at the parade this year, but
Okay.
they used to have really cute go-karts.
I thought they did. And didn't they have like a
What?
tow truck go-kart?
Yeah, and
Like
they-
if one broke down, they would tow it. It was so cute. It
And
was-
they used to have a belly dancer
Yeah.
once upon a time.
Well, that's a quite a.
Oh,
we
yeah.
got,
That was on
we got
TV.
cards.
Well, I didn't know we were going to have that.
But at the end
male
of the day,
belly
they have
dancer.
fun with it, and they raise lots of money for
Yes, they
kids,
do.
and it's a great organization.
So basically, Lee, will you be going the same route as the race, except you're going to stay at the Wool Bowl? Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
So after the parade, come to the Wool Bowl, come and meet some of these great organizations, veterans. Come be recognized. We'd love to have you come and
If
get some
nothing else,
information.
come out and wave your flag.
Yeah, this is, to be honest, and I like to tell this, especially, and Louis could attest to this with his education side here. We celebrate Veterans Day to honor veterans, but in my opinion, we as veterans have a role of playing the veteran in these. And what I mean by that is, so our young people understand why our country's here and why the role of the veteran is so important in that equation there, and why we treat veterans the way we do, and why we do the things we do. So as much as we honor folks on Saturday and next Thursday, I also like to do it as an education part, and think of it, veterans, as more extension to your service. You need to groom the next generation here.
I will also
and
tell you
gotta,
that on the 10th and the 11th, we've been invited over to Goddard. There's going to be a bunch of veterans in the classroom.
They have
so-
an amazing ceremony they do every year. I don't know if COVID's kind of put a little bit of a kibosh on some of that.
Unfortunately, it has.
But
they just told us
go
they were
all out.
authorized to have assemblies.
Oh, good.
Last week.
Yeah, the first one they had was on Friday. So, unfortunately, their big, typical Veterans Day celebration, because apparently it takes them about a year to get it all lined up.
They don't mess around with that thing.
Yeah,
No,
it's
a
very
good
impressive.
deal.
So,
Yeah.
they're doing something a little different this year, and we're going to have veterans in the classrooms, which I'm pretty excited about.
Well, good.
Roswell High will have a veterans assembly,
Yep.
and Mountain View. James Edwards is putting on a veterans ceremony at Mountain View.
Great.
Next week.
Awesome.
And
love to see that.
I would like to thank Larry Longo, who has done an immense amount of
He's done an
work.
amazing job.
Larry's just a guy that puts his head down and just starts doing stuff.
He
Like
does.
Harry,
He
Harry,
never looks
he
for
takes-
recognition. He just works hard.
He said, it needs to be done. I got it. And he'll do it. Yep. That's what
You know,
he
we
does.
were mentioning sponsors. I'd like to thank Zia Guns. I don't think we could have kept our doors open because of the pandemic and because the way we're funded is we're self-funded as
Gotcha.
a 501c, and we rent the hall. And we were not able to do that for over a year.
Can't have events, so no one's going to rent them. So
Correct.
yeah.
So Zia Guns and Bobby Villegas Insurance and the Elks Club Veterans Committee kept Post 28.
That's great.
Open.
Well, again, this is our community coming together. And, Zia Guns, just personally, they go out of their way to help folks and do everything else there. And Bobby as well. And it's great to see. Unfortunately, you had to have that kind of aid and couldn't do what you normally do and do it yourself here. But it's great to see we have great people and organizations in this community understand the importance of this kind of stuff. And come hell or high water, we got to keep it going. So.
And certainly with Vietnam vets, the theme is always welcome home. Many of them remember that walk at Travis Air Force Base. It was not a good walk.
They didn't get the
when they
yellow
landed.
ribbons and the cheering crowds
Correct.
and all the things that we come to associate with welcoming home our soldiers now. And they did not get that treatment. And quite frankly, we need to spend the rest of our lives making it up to them because they got a raw deal on that one. And it wasn't a popular war. You know what? A lot of wars aren't popular. But
a lot of those questions Alex Ross asked me yesterday. And I saw that there's an article in the Record this morning about it, and I thought that was pretty interesting. He kind of quoted me word for word on most of that stuff about how we're dedicating our lives to welcoming Vietnam veterans.
Yeah,
So,
it's a mistake that we made as a country.
It is,
and we need to make good on that as best we can. Unfortunately, we can't. You can't. We can't. The water's been under the bridge. Things were said and done, and unfortunately, we can't. But we reaching out, especially the mental health side with veterans
I'm
and
just
things.
trying to win back each Vietnam veteran as we can.
I mean, we
One
talk
at a
about
time.
we talk about mental health today, and they've made great strides in the military compared to the era of Vietnam. You look at how they treat today and things; it's night and day different than Vietnam era. And then compile that on top of how the world treated them when they came back. I mean, it's a recipe for disaster. I'm surprised we didn't lose more Vietnam veterans to soldier suicide and Lord knows criminals.
Just shows their
and-
resiliency.
Yeah, we could have lost many more due to the way they were treated, and we live in this world where we're trying to understand more about the stuff. Well, that's a forgotten group of folks to this day. Still, there's not been enough done, and so come out, let's honor them, come and help them, and folks, if you're Vietnam vets out here and you're needing help with services, come out, reach out. I know anybody at 28. Anybody at 61 will put a hand out real quick to get you put in the direction you do. I'm sure Barbara as well.
Well, we'll have a table out there too, and there will be information on there about how to get in touch with the VA and stuff like that, especially if you're experiencing PTSD or life is challenging
Sure,
you.
absolutely.
We have resources.
Or if you just
some
have
of them are even
questions.
anonymous.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And even the tough of us, because that's a point. And I know veterans more so than others get a little bit point of pride, and I'm self-reliant, self-aware, self-care, self-this. Asking for help isn't always in the forefront of a veteran's mind, especially when it comes to personal issues. And so now more than ever, it's help, ask. That's going to be the difference between life and death now, is you stepping forward and saying, this ain't right. I need to admit I need help. And if you can do that first step, there's everybody in the planet's going to be ready to reach a hand out and help you. But you ultimately have to make that first step. And we got, we can help you do it, but ultimately that's got to be you that makes that
And even
decision.
if you don't want to do it for yourself, do it for your friends, for your family, for your kids.
You'll find the reasons for yourself down the road.
Yeah.
Even if you're not seeing it there, you got to keep trying. Got to keep moving forward. So
Yep.
anyway, I didn't try to turn this sad. I want to turn this into a happy event. But come
yeah,
out.
it's going to be a very joyful
It's going to be
event,
fun.
celebration, recognition.
And veterans, come on out. If you want to be in the parade, if you got a veteran that you'd say, come on, Dad, come on, Grandpa, come on, Mom, let's show you off.
I should probably mention we have people like Miguel Duran,
Yeah.
who's going to be out there, and there will be spaces for veterans if you want to ride with them.
And they would love to have you.
Yes.
Because this is your day. We are honoring veterans, and it's really hard to honor veterans when all the veterans don't come out. So come on.
And usually either Crumlin or Richland brings out a big truck and
piles up the
They
veterans.
pile up as many veterans as they can. And
Sometimes
stuff
he
like
busts
that.
out his fire truck, Mr. Crumlin. And
I didn't even know he had one. That's awesome.
Sometimes he busts that thing out. I imagine it's not cheap to move that thing. But
So come join us first thing in the morning for the run.
Yes.
And then about 8:30, probably 8:45 start queuing up. We'll be in the Virginia parking lot as well as the Pioneer Plaza. 9 o'clock, we'll start the ceremony. Approximately 10 o'clock. Engines will be heading towards the Wool Bowl.
Yeah.
We should have car shows, vendors, and the whole 9 yards. Come have a day with us.
And while you're at the Wool Bowl, if you really want to have some fun, stick around. Nimmy's playing a game at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, who are they playing?
I don't remember off the top of my head. But they got a
I
football
don't
game
see
at
it
2
written
o'clock.
there anywhere.
Yeah.
No.
Sean
They're
wasn't,
doing well this
Sean
year.
wasn't in.
Yeah, and the NMLI, they might get a bowl game before it's all said and done, hopefully here. So
I
definitely.
didn't know they did that for high school.
No, it's college.
Oh, that's college.
junior college. Yeah, the high school will play Friday night. The JUCO will play Saturday.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's the Broncos, not the Colts, that are playing Saturday.
Okay.
6:45, everything gets underway with the Heroes 5K. Again, go to active.com to sign up. You can sign up the morning of, but do Barbara a favor, go to active.com
Please do.
and sign
Or just
up
call
that way.
me. If you'd rather not get on active.com or you don't know how to do that, just call me.
Okay.
575-626-8033, and I can set you up myself. You can come by my office and pay. I work at Frontier Medical right on Main Street.
Or you could probably get signed up now and pay Saturday morning.
That's
if you
right.
need to.
You can do that.
Yeah,
I mean, you can do
works best
whatever
for you.
works best for you guys. But it will be busy. It always happens. People sign up at the last minute. So please try not to sign up at the last minute. If you're thinking about doing it, give me a call or sign up on active.com.
But if that's all you got, then come on down.
Come on
and
down. We'll
let's
take you.
help some folks.
We'll take
out
you,
here.
but we can't guarantee
And
a
I do
t-shirt.
want to thank Chimera Medical, Reineke, and Ballard. They were outstanding this year for helping us out.
Awesome. Yeah. Great support again. And then, of course, 9 o'clock, everything will get underway for the Veterans Day. Again, it's all this Saturday, November 6th.
And remember, you're a master of ceremonies.
That's right. I will be
Mike
your
Winters.
MC. I will be keeping things flowing like mud.
In order.
Flowing
you did a
like
good
mud
job
on
last year. That's why we're
Saturday.
having
In
you
order
back.
like chaos, right?
That's right.
Oatmeal and flour.
That's right, yeah.
With pea soup.
Well, you cut me, I bleed maple syrup. Well,
There you go.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate it. We'll see you on Saturday, all right?
Thank you, Mike.
Real quick. Well, I got you. Louis, and I want to do this for Leet. Any post-28 stuff we want to mention that we want to get while we got you here real quick?
Well, we're actually this year going to have our annual Christmas dinner.
Nice.
And that'll be on December the 11th for veterans.
Okay.
We weren't able to have it last year, but...
So come hungry. You got 2 years worth of eating to do.
It'll be on Saturday, December the 11th, and we're excited about that.
Good.
And again, we plan to do a car show ourselves.
Okay.
In the future.
What's on the menu? Do you guys go? Do you have a Mexican?
and ham.
Do we go turkey?
Turkey and ham.
All right, go traditional. I like it.
Yeah, turkey
And
and
remember,
ham.
his website is nmlegionpost28.org. So check
Very good.
that out
Check
for
it out.
changes.
Thank you, Lee.
Get your tickets for that and come out and eat ham and turkey. And I'll tell you this, military people know how to cook. I'm telling you right now, some of the best cooks, because they had to make lemonade with not even lemons, with powdered lemons. And,
They even had powdered water, Mike. I just don't know what they had to add.
Powdered water.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You go on, or you need Flightline. You go get some more canine pee. Now we're getting into the Air Force games.
Let's not do that, Mike.
Yeah. Anything for 61 we want to let folks know
Well,
about?
on the 11th, we're trying to organize we're going to go out to Memory Lawn probably around 6 o'clock, and we're going to videotape it, but I'm asking a bunch of veterans to come out there. We're going to do 22 push-ups.
Yeah, but that's 1,800, not 600.
That's right.
Yes.
And the purpose of that
The other
is
6.
to recognize the fact that we're losing 22 veterans a day. And we got that coming up.
Yep.
We are going to be doing our annual contributions in November to like the shelters and CASA,
maybe
stuff
Boys and
like
Girls
that.
Club. Some of these.
Maybe some of those things. I do know that Loprino is donating a bunch of turkeys for us.
Oh, good.
We'll be able to do some distribution.
Do they stuff
there.
them with cheese?
Oh, that would be nice. That'd be cool.
But the next major event for 61 is going to be for chaplains.
Yes, which
and
will
that'll
be in February. Yeah.
Well, you forgot about Wreaths Across America.
Oh, that's right. I am the new spokesperson for Wreaths Across America. So we're going to be doing that on December 18th.
Yes.
Perfect. Excellent. RoswellLegion.org is if you want to stay up to date on anything with Post 61.
Yeah, I got to put some stuff on there for Wreaths Across America. The Patriot Guard, Marianne Murphy was the Wreaths Across America spokesperson, but she put my name in to be the new one.
Yeah.
So
Takes
I guess I'm gonna have
$15
do
to put a
that.
wreath on a veteran's grave.
Okay.
So if you guys want to donate, it takes $15
I got
per
about
wreath.
300 graves at Memory
Yeah,
Lawn.
just at Memory Lawn.
Just at Memory Lawn. We have others at McBride and South Park. So as many as we can do, that's what we're going to do.
Awesome. So if you like to get involved with that, please you reach out and contribute. So good deal. Well, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Come out Saturday too and talk to both these guys. Both we'll have Legionnaires from both posts there on Saturday. Talk to either group, and they'll be happy to give you information to help you out. And if you've got questions or want to join or get involved, they'll be happy to help you out with all that stuff. So, well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
We'll see you on Saturday.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
Don't work too hard. Stay warm today and cool in a couple days.
Go vote.
and
go vote.
Yeah.
Yes, please vote.
Early and often. No, wait.
Early and often.
No,
just
no,
once.
just once.
Just once.
All right.
We will invest the largest education budget in the history of the Commonwealth. We're going to invest in teachers, new facilities, special education.
And no teaching of critical race theory, according to Youngkin, is not the only GOP victory in the Old Dominion. The elections for State Attorney General, Lieutenant Governor also won by Republicans. A winner has yet to be declared in the New Jersey gubernatorial contest. That race between Democrat incumbent Governor Phil Murphy and challenger Republican Assemblyman Jack Ciattarelli still too close to call. And across the Hudson from New Jersey,
Eric Adams has won the New York City mayor's race, fending off Republican and Guardian Angels founder Curtis Lewa. The race was swiftly called for Adams, who was projected to be the winner shortly after polls closed, with Sliwa badly trailing him with just under 20%. Adams, the current Brooklyn Borough president and former state senator and police captain, had been the overwhelming favorite to win the general election after emerging victorious from a fierce primary battle in July. Bernie Bennett in Washington.
Word this morning that the economy's services sector grew at a record clip last month. This despite the ongoing persistent supply chain issues. Most Americans do work in the services sector. Watching Wall Street, stocks remain mixed this hour. The Dow down 68 points, the NASDAQ 17 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Why are cash-out refinances such a big deal right now? Uncle Ryan tries to teach me something.
I really feel like right now might be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I've been doing this for 18 years now, and I've just never seen a market where the rates are so low and values across the country have skyrocketed as much as they have. That combination, I remember one couple in particular, they were looking to do some home improvements at the house, but they were worried about their payments going up. Well, with rates being so low and them building up so much equity in the home over the last few years, we were able to get them the cash out for those home improvements, and their payments actually went down a little bit. Every single situation is different, but it does happen more often than you think. So it definitely does not hurt to call.
We are United Faith Mortgage.
United Faith Mortgage is a DBA of United Mortgage Corp. 25 Middle Park Road, Melville, New York. Licensed mortgage banker. For all licensing information, go to nmlsconsumeraccess.org. Corporate NMLS number 1330. Equal housing lender. License in Alaska, Hawaii, Georgia, Massachusetts, North Dakota, South Dakota, or Utah.
Europe's top human rights body has withdrawn a controversial anti-hate speech campaign after it provoked an outcry in fiercely secular France.
The campaign featured a series of faces of women, one half with and one half without an Islamic scarf or veil. The slogan read, "Beauty is in diversity as freedom is in hijab." The Strasbourg-based Council of Europe said it was part of its programme to fight against anti-Muslim discrimination. But in Paris, the almost unanimous reaction among politicians was stupefaction. The Minister for Youth in President Macron's government, Sarah El Haïry, said the campaign, in effect, promoted the wearing of Islamic head coverings, which ran counter to the basic principles of the French Republic.
The BBC's Hugh Schofield in Paris. British homeowners and borrowers bracing for a possible interest rate increase from the Bank of England, which may pull back stimulus efforts. News and analysis, townhall.com. China and Russia are teaming up to urge the UN Security Council to end a host of punishing sanctions imposed on North Korea.
Those range from the export of seafood and textiles to the cap on imports of refined petroleum products and the ban on North Korea's citizens working overseas and sending home their earnings. A draft resolution stresses the economic difficulties in the North. It also says the sanctions should be lifted to promote the livelihoods of civilians.
And that is correspondent Jeremy House reporting. At long last, the Atlanta Braves have done it. They have won their first World Series championship since way back in 1995. The Braves hammering the Houston Astros 7-zip in Game 6 of the World Series. Once again on Wall Street this hour, the Dow down 68 points, the NASDAQ up 19. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Stretch it, Chris Inviernos.
Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Mm-hmm. It was a little, I cranked it up louder, but now it's too loud. I gotta go maybe right there.
That's a good sweet spot.
Yeah. Right there. There it is.
Yeah,
I started talking earlier and I could not really hear myself that well, so I cranked it up. So now I hear myself. I said self.
I said to myself, self.
Happy Wednesday. Hope all of you having a delightful day. And it's
another dreary one.
I know. This is that. I'd be curious to see like if workplace attendance in the city of Roswell has been down today and yesterday.
I don't know about workplace attendance, but I'll tell you this: morale has been down at said workplaces.
Yeah.
It just seems like everybody's just kind of in a very like demure mood. Like even yesterday. By the way, got to give a shout out to the fine folks over at Carabelli Dental. Went and saw the folks yesterday. Got a little work done. I think my last impression.
You're almost there, right?
Pretty close to the final count.
To the end.
Which is great because it popped up in my memories today. Like literally 1 year ago today, we finally got the tops like installed, and so this whole thing. started. So, but went and saw everybody yesterday. You know, I'm kind of been in a mood over the last couple of days. Just not feeling it. And neither was the office, because I was getting, instead of the usual, oh, great, how are you doing? It was very like, it's just ready to go home. I totally feel you. It's very much like Netflix and stew weather.
Well, if I remember correctly, isn't Tuesday like their Monday over there?
Mm-hmm.
That might have been it.
That could have very well been it.
They could have been having a case of the Mondays.
Mm-hmm. Somebody's got a case of the Tuesdays. Yeah.
But I know what you're saying. I get it. Yeah, there is a... and this has been like this since COVID, I mean, everyone's been, it's funny. We used to live in a world, at least especially in small town USA. I mean, now I grow up like back east where no one says nothing to nobody,
right?
But go here, everyone, even if you don't know them, it's like, hey, how you doing? Good. And that's all gone away.
Yeah.
And
I think it's just kind of hard to find motivation lately.
Yeah.
Like it's what I usually do, like the way I find my motivation is I kind of like set up certain like milestones, things to look forward to. It's just like, there's really not a whole lot in moving the next few weeks.
Yeah.
Just kind of, we fell into that weird like lull period.
Yeah. Well, it's everyone's getting divisive again, elections talk and all that. And everyone's getting in their trenches and ready to punch whoever doesn't agree with them and everybody else. And so we're getting back into that mode again.
I think winter's coming. I'm just going to pack it in, hibernate, start doing my show from home.
They keep saying winter's coming, and I'm like, when am I coming? I don't know.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling definite fall vibes, if nothing else.
But I ain't gonna lie. The getting up, I mean, it's not as bad for me because it's dark every morning. But when it's like this out, my desire to do things does go down. I'm like, I want to start doing things like eat soup and read books,
right?
And watch devoid things on television.
Not get up and do life.
Yeah,
no, I get you on that.
Yeah.
No, I've noticed, and maybe this is just research or whatever, but I've noticed that the last 45 minutes of sleep are the sweetest. Like just that last like little bit right before your alarm's about to go off.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm right in the zone. Right in my pocket of sleep.
The part that I hate them, and it kind of maybe attests to your theory there about the sleep. I hate when I wake up at like an hour before I got to get up, and I'm like wide awake. Like my brain is like, all right, let's start the day and go. But I'm like, I don't want to because it's going to throw off my whole routine. So I lay there, and then I do fall asleep.
Right.
And then I wake up when the alarm goes off, and I feel like groggy, like
because you literally didn't give yourself a full sleep cycle. It's you have to set yourself up with a sleep cycle. What I've noticed is several times throughout the night, I will wake up either to use the facilities and or just to kind of look over and check my clock. My favorite thing in the world, like my absolute favorite thing in the world, I woke up this morning, just kind of like, is it morning? Just kind of thinking, and I checked my clock. It was 1:06 a.m. That is the best feeling in the world. We're like, I've got so much time to sleep now, or still.
Yeah.
That's the best feeling in the world.
had that epiphany a couple nights ago.
Yeah.
I was sleeping and I woke up thinking, oh man, I got to get up soon. And it was like 11:30. And I was like, oh, it's only 11:30. Good night.
Now let me tell
Sally
you.
And I rolled over and went back to bed.
Let me tell you the inverse of that. Okay. So I woke up this is last week when I had my kids. I woke up last week, and my usual thing when I wake up the first thing in the morning when I have my kids is sneak into the shower, because usually Hunter will be asleep. Sneak into the shower in the darkness, completely in the dark, and take a shower in the dark.
I've done that. Do that.
So
all the
I
time.
did that sort of like, and kind of like came to. I had already woken up and just autopiloted into the shower, and then just sort of like came to in the middle of the shower. I'm like, okay, well, must be morning, whatever. I get ready or get out of the shower, get cleaned up, get dressed, and I go check my phone, and it's 2:34 a.m. I don't know what happened. I have no idea why I just woke up and got in the shower, but I did.
So what's the move? Do you go back to bed? Or you're like,
Nope.
I'm up and
Nope.
let's
At
see
that
what's
point,
on
dude,
TV,
I'm
or-
up. I went to the living room and kind of just like I cleaned things up a bit, turned on TV for a while, sat down, and proceeded to fall back asleep. So on my couch, but yeah, that was a weird morning.
And then you wake up because your alarm doesn't go off because
Right.
you were passed out on the couch.
Yeah, still about an hour before, like still like 4:30. I'm like, okay, we're still good. We're still good.
Still okay.
And then I proceeded to get ready for the day. But yeah,
And since you have you're unplugged, you don't watch like the Vegematic thing at 2 a.m.
No.
You've got something on demand.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
watch.
As soon as I turn my TV on, it prompts to YouTube, and so it'll just show me the latest thing that I subscribe to that I haven't seen yet.
Okay. So you don't get Ron Papel's something or another out there or nothing like that.
You can always tell when Sean falls asleep and the YouTube stays on because it'll go from like targeted content to like a 4-hour podcast about like nothing. Because I tend to like focus on like comics.
You know, I just had a thought about my own self when you listen to you talk and listen to this and talking about TV, and it makes me wonder because I don't mind commercials sometimes, but it makes me think, like if I wasn't doing what I do for a living, would I have a different opinion of that? Like I know some people
ads.
and then they fast forward through the commercials. And on DVR, sometimes I don't. I just set it there and forget about it and let it go.
I would argue that's because you appreciate the craft of making a good commercial and what goes into it.
Yeah, but I don't really want to see them per se. I don't mind them.
Right. The one thing that bothers me is and this is why I can't stand watching cable, specifically like your True TVs and whatnot, because they'll take like 5 commercials and just air those in the same slots of a commercial break every single commercial break. And I hate that.
And the one that gets me every time is those stupid ones to join the WWF or
the World Wildlife Fund
or the what's the other one? The not PETA, ASPCA.
Yeah,
that's the one. Yeah, because especially the ASPCA ones.
Mm-hmm.
I mean the WWF ones, they guilt you a little bit. But the ASPCA, they just put sad dogs and get that stupid sad music, Sarah McLachlan music going.
Oh, yeah. In the arms of the angel.
And if you don't feel like garbage by the end, and they're
Look at
never
this puppy with one eye dangling out.
And I think they buy it like 2 minutes at a time. And because those commercials seem like they go on for, and you're like, isn't the break over after watching this entire 3-minute commercial?
Very long. They are very long. Did you ever see the? I think I brought this up actually on the air. The British version of the ASPCA, what I think it's called the BSPCA.
Okay.
They aired a PSA. That's a lot of letters. Back in, I want to say it was like the late 90s, early 2000s, and it was famous because like a meme came from it because the whole run of it was a very sad version of how much is that doggy in the window playing in the background, and there's just a dog sitting in front of this like background.
I think I've seen this now that you're describing it.
All you see is a gun pop into the screen aimed at the dog's head, and the voiceover says, "Give us a pound, or we'll have to pull the trigger." I'm like, what the heck's going on with the British SPCA?
Yeah, I remember seeing that commercial online.
That's like, if you donate $1, we'll help keep gorillas alive in the Serengeti or in the jungle. And if you don't donate $1, we're going to kill one.
The monkey gets it.
The monkey gets it if you don't donate.
That's basically what they did.
Dark turn.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've seen those scary, try to shock you, shock and awe style advertising, and there's a whole. I'd rather have that though, to be honest. Give me the shock and awe over the 2-minute guilt trip.
Oh boy, there's a whole rabbit hole of those. I'm telling you what it is. American PSAs, they have been good to us. Like I think it's because like we have like a certain level of standard that we're not willing to sit with shock.
Yeah.
Every other country's
PSAs, at least
PSAs,
not in our public forums.
Right. Every other country's PSAs I've ever seen, those things are like snuff films. There's one from England, and it was showing these kids playing football, and the ball went into this clearly power like grid. It was like fencing up with barbed wire, do not enter, danger, high voltage. It's like, oh, there's the ball. It's not the ball. It's like one of those like metal parts, and it just shows him walking up, and literally it just shows this kid just frying.
Oh, jeez.
I'm like, what? You could have just what? No,
we could have got the message
gone to black
all
right
the
there and been like, stay
yeah.
out. So, trust the signs, but no, they showed everything.
Yeah.
Just there's a whole bunch of. You could really ruin an afternoon just getting lost on other countries' PSAs.
And let's face it, European moralities and codes are different than here in the United States. We just have. I mean, that's why kids at such young ages drink alcohol and they don't hear.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's things to be said on who's doing it right and who's doing it wrong. I mean, I don't know statistics or anything, but I don't think they have the alcoholism problems over there that they do here. I don't.
Not so much.
Don't
they have a
quote me on
respect
that.
for it.
Yeah, don't quote me on that. But I mean, but at the same token, you know, we look at violence differently than they do, and and it's weird, and sexuality too, obviously here, and you know. We treat sexuality much harsher than violence here in this world, and I don't think that's true in other parts.
Yeah, it's sort of like flip flopped.
Yeah. So and who's to say who's right or wrong? I don't know, but
I think the ultimate point though, just other countries' PSAs, get it together.
Yeah.
Take a note from America and tone it down a bit, y'all.
Although I've seen some like ad council ads that come from us, United States, that were like, whoa, that was a bit.
They'll push it a bit.
Yeah. But yeah, they're not showing someone frying on a power line.
Yeah, usually our PSAs are like, oh, she smoked pot and now she's flat on the couch.
Yeah.
She's like literally a flat human being.
We love the victim. We love to portray the afterwards. We have a lot of the ads with like just anti-smoking or and it shows someone in their wind box or whatever doing their
Don't
thing.
do like
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
That's how we hit him. We hit him with the afters.
Yeah, we show you that, which is effective, I think. I think you see those. I get creeped out by them too. Let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show. We got to talk about TV the whole time and didn't get a chance to do the rundown. We're going to get you up to date with the weather here in just a few minutes. Then here after our break, we're going to have Angela Strange join us from the Kids Arts Program, which is part of the Community Little Theater. And then Amy McVeigh-Tejas with the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico will join us. We'll recap the Big Caps living history event they had a couple weeks ago. We'll talk more about what else they got coming up in the future here as well too, and then give you an update on Historical Society too and all the good stuff happening there. So that is coming up in just a few, but before we do any of that, let's take a gander at that weather. Colder today, the warm weather's coming though, so get excited.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We still have cool air coming in from the north, and that'll keep things cloudy today. Our afternoon high 55 to 60, and we may get a shower or two, but precipitation chances are pretty low. Partly cloudy overnight and down to 40, and then tomorrow clouds early in the day, but clearing up in the afternoon and a little bit warmer with our high in the mid-60s. Sunny and back to the 70s Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 50 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 77%. Winds currently out of the north at 7 miles per hour. Could see some patchy fog this morning. If you're seeing it now, you're still going to be seeing it for a little bit. But this will clear out and just be generally mostly cloudy today. At 54 our high. Yeah, we're only going to get mid-50s today. Northeast winds. Good news, 5 to 10. At least it won't be windy. Tonight, patchy fog, mainly after 7. Otherwise, partly cloudy. Overnight low of 39 degrees. East winds at around 5 miles per hour. We'll start seeing a warm-up tomorrow, a gradual warm-up. We'll be about 14, 15 degrees warmer tomorrow than we are today. Could see some patchy fog in the morning, but partly cloudy for the day. Gradually, mostly sunny. High of 68 tomorrow. Winds will be out of the southwest, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, mostly clear. Overnight low of 38 once again with south winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, where you warm up nicely. Sunny skies, highs near 80, 79 officially with south winds 5 to 10. And the warmth continues through the weekend. Saturday, sunny skies, another day of highs right around 80, 79 officially. And then Sunday, sunny skies, 83 the expected high, and we'll be in the low 80s when you start back to work and school on Monday. 82 officially there. All right, it is 21 minutes after 9 o'clock, and hey, did you know that Richland got some new inventory in stock and ready for you to check out? Yeah, they got fresh inventory there at the Richland Cadillac Chevrolet GMC on West 2nd. Just arrived a 2022 Cadillac XT6 Crystal White Tri-Coat, 2022 Chevy 2500 Custom Double Cab with a 6.6 liter gas engine, a 2022 GMC 1500 Denali, 6.2 liter in Cayenne, not Cheyenne, Cayenne red like the pepper. And then a 2021 GMC 1500 Elevation Edition in satin steel metallic. And then they also got a 2021 GMC 1500 Elevation Edition double cab in dark sky metallic. So stop on by and see the folks at Richland for your next vehicle purchase on West 2nd and at richland.com too. All right, it is 22 after. Let's take a quick break, and then we'll talk with Angela and Amy here about CAPS and Historical Society. Don't go away. Did you know that most burglaries occur during the day? Why, you ask? Most of us are at work, leaving the burglar to go unnoticed.
Did you know the average loss from a home burglary is over $2,200? Not including one's loss of emotional security in their own home. Avoid being a burglar's target market and get a monitored security system from Zenith Security Services, all for around $1 a day. Wouldn't you agree that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure? Call Zenith Security Services today, 626-3521.
The pandemic hurt small businesses all over New Mexico, even yours, and rebuilding your business is really tough. The state of New Mexico designed the Business Recovery Grant Program to help pay your business rent, lease, or mortgage payments. The average award is $50,000 and does not need to be paid back. As a business owner, you are dealing with a whole new set of challenges. Visit nmfinance.com/recovery to apply now so you can free up your cash and focus on your great comeback.
Where can you find the best selection of beautiful and unique home decor in the region? Easy, Casa Decor in Ruidoso. For years, people from all over have come to Casa Decor for the best selection of rustic, real wood furniture, beautiful decor from the Southwest and beyond, and quality outdoor furniture and accessories that are built to last a lifetime. At Casa Decor, they have over 10,000 square feet of showroom for everything you need. Casa Decor opens 7 days a week from 9:30 to 5 at 1214 Meacham Drive in Ruidoso or online at casadecorruidoso.com. Proud supporter of local high school sports.
Wait for it. It's coming. Spring River Park and Zoo present Race for the Zoo 2021. Saturday, November 13th, beginning at 9 a.m. It's a 5K with a 2-mile option, and you can run, walk, crawl, scuttle, whatever, with t-shirts for all races and awards and trophies for the fastest finishers. Proceeds go towards keeping our furry and feathered friends cared for. For more information, contact the Roswell Parks and Recreation Department at 575-624-6719 and register online at roswellconnect.com. Race for the Zoo 2021, November 13th, 9 a.m. at Spring River Zoo.
Have you noticed the days are getting shorter? This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but we're on the downhill side of the year, so every day is a couple of minutes shorter than the one before, even though your plants need plenty of food and water to keep them healthy. Like those globe willows that are turning yellow. A good dose of the right fertilizer will make them bright green again. No matter what the problems you're having, we probably have a cure at Roswell Seed Company. But come see us soon, because winter's coming, you know.
You may have heard of SmartHub. SmartHub is Central Valley Electric's online tool for members to manage their electric account. With SmartHub, not only can you securely pay your bill online, you can view your detailed electric use 24 hours a day. You can report an outage while staying up to date with the latest co-op news, compare past and current electric use. Sign up for paperless billing or reoccurring payment so that your payment is never late. The best thing is you can access SmartHub from your computer, tablet, or smartphone, so it goes everywhere you go. Visit cvecoop.org to get started or give us a call.
The Roswell-Chaves County Economic Corporation, in partnership with New Mexico Workforce Connections and the City of Roswell, have put together a job fair hiring event November 4th from 4 to 7 p.m. at the Roswell Convention Center. Come prepared to be interviewed on the spot, as this is a hiring event. Workforce Connections will provide laptops for those that need to apply online and a mobile station to help job seekers with resumes and interviews. To reserve a booth at this event, call 575-622-1975 or email Juarez at mjuarez@chavezcounty.net.
High-flying action is back on the High Plains as Eastern New Mexico University men's and women's basketball is back on the hardwood. ENMU has a thrilling home slate as they welcome in conference rivals and national runner-up West Texas A&M, in-state rival Western New Mexico, and many other exciting matchups that you don't want to miss. Season tickets start as low as $50 for the 2021-22 season. Call 575-562-2153 or visit GoEasternAthletics.com for more ticket information. ENMU Greyhound men's and women's basketball, all in.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Sigmund Freud once believed that cocaine could be used to help treat a morphine addiction. Mike used bacon to get over his addiction to beef. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 27 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, Angela Strange back with us from the Kids Arts Program. Good morning.
Hello.
And then, of course, Amy McVete is back with us from the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico. Good morning.
Good morning.
How's life treating everybody?
Good. It's really good.
Did you take a big sigh of relief breath after the Living History event here?
Oh, yes.
A couple Saturdays ago? That was a fun event. I mean, I didn't get a chance to go the day because I was doing football games and everything else, but I saw the pictures online and had good crowds, and the kids looked like they were having an awesome time. recreating the various people of our history and giving those presentations. And then, of course, you had a bunch of crafts all related to each of the different figures in the archive facility. So the kids and families were in there having fun doing their crafts and learn a little bit about our. I think overall, from outside looking in, everything looked awesome and amazing event, and had good crowds, and just a good time was had by all. So I guess, is that pretty right?
Yes, we had over 100 people show up.
Good.
And the adults were doing the crafts too. I love seeing that.
That's good.
Right. That's the good stuff.
Yeah. And who's doing it better, kids or adults?
Oh, I don't know. I'm partial to the kids.
Well, kids have more imagination. I mean, we as adults look at it as like, well, of course, the popsicle stick goes there. And the kid's like, yeah, there's no rules on that. I want the popsicle stick to go here.
The good stuff is when you are still seeing them wear their little bow ties around town and stuff. That's the good stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's the good stuff.
Absolutely. And that's the part that makes me happy is, let's face it, the event is talking about history. And most people, you start saying the word history, and then the eyes already start glassing over. They start like, oh boy. And to have 100 people on their own come out to the express interest of learning some history and having some fun. And I imagine all 100 people will have a greater appreciation of history after that event. Even if they're not going to go on to be historians or anything else, they could at least say, you know what, there is history aspects that's really cool. And because once you figure out history is the study of us and everything that we do, then you realize we are all historians. We are every single person that has a Facebook page and a camera phone that's been running around taking pictures of every single sandwich they've ever eaten since 2007 and done that. That's history. That's you are.
It's not an option. Once they realize that it's something we're part of, right? And it's not optional.
Yeah.
It's part of who we are. I think that takes a whole different, and this partnership, I think we've hit the nail on the head. You know, these are those golden opportunities in life when we say, well, now we're really doing things right. When we embrace people like these amazing people. Are you kidding? They're not going anywhere. This is the beginning of a beautiful partnership or marriage together or whatever.
Absolutely. Well, and it's great because the mission statements line up very, even though there's two different programs that are doing two different things at the end of the day, but the mission statement lines up succinctly. And what I mean by that is both programs want to do outreach and educate and to tell our community more about how great our community is. And through the CAPS program, it's taught through creative arts and through theater and arts and crafts and music and through that avenue. Where the Historical Society, they're like, come see our old stuff and come see these things and how it. So it's reaching different people with the same message in different ways. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And I think that's why it works so well because they look at probably the Historical Society and think stuffy, harumph, and then they think kids. It's like, all right, arts and crafts, fun, screaming, and then they're like, yeah, they're the same. The harumps and all that, and the bow ties and top hats and the history we look at and talk about is the same as what we're doing here. And then when they understand, like learning about these people, and as they get older and they start, making their own way in the world and they make their own decisions for their family and themselves, they've got a little of this history behind them where it impacts their decision making and the way they see things and understanding history. You always hear the cliches, those that don't understand history doomed to repeat it and all the same ones. But when they learn it at this level and understand it, then that little cliche we're talking about, because now they know which things come from and why we do things. And you look at our government today and everything that goes on, and people are like, why do we even do that? Well, history will tell you why we do it. Just go back and look through it and research it. And these kids are learning some of that now at this level. So when it gets more complex in what they're learning later on, they've got this good base. You know what I mean? And I don't know it's more about the fun and exposure, but that's the stuff that the seeds that are being planted by all these activities we're talking about.
I think it's about connecting the dots and that super connector, if you will.
Yeah.
I think of if we had a big map and we connected all the dots that we did at this event. It's fascinating to me, one thing, at the Amazing Zoo event that we did after this.
Which, by the way, They procured a hearse and a
Shout out. Come on, Michael. I know you're listening. He's on his way to Clovis. Yes. But using this as an example, I was Amelia Bolton Church in our booth. It was very historical. And most 99.9%, if you're listening, had said, who is that? Well, I'm going to tell you who does know. All 100 people that attended our event. And not only that, but the kids, the CAPS program, know in detailed, in-depth amount of information about her. Us connecting those dots. So I will be a part of this amazing program until Jesus comes or we survive that. Why?
Sure.
Because that's what it's all about. I want to be at that zoo, still dressing up like Amelia Bolton Church, and they say, you're Amelia Bolton Church. We're starting that next legacy. That's end of the day, mic drop. That's what I'm talking about. Well, and when you're out at the bird sanctuary and Corbin's guiding hundreds of kids and they know these birds or whatever it is. That's why we're here, Mike. That's why you're on the board. That's why we're doing what we're doing. If we're at Valley View Elementary School and then more kids get involved with the CAPS program, whether you're homeschooled at school, isn't that what it's all about? It may appear like I'm rambling, but what I just compared, we could have a group of 1,000 people attending these events. If we realize that history, if we stop lollygagging, griping, moaning, and celebrate and embrace what we can agree on. Can't argue with history. Well, it's there. Amelia is there. Right? We can't argue about that.
To kind of expand on that, what you're saying a little bit too, it's and this may be this is one of these problems that arise because of so many good things. And so, but you look at the way the world we live in today and the information, the internet, and how readily available many resources of information are to most people. You know, with your smartphones and everything, you're literally seconds away from trying to find out something. That's new, young folks. That when we grew up, that was not a thing. You actually had to go to a library or do something to look things up. But my point is, that's great because now we have access to all this information. But the way we teach information and way we spread it, I think that's changed a little bit too, for the bad. And what I mean by that is, because of like the events you're talking about here, like coming out and learning about these people, you're using more of your senses to involve history, and you're going to tend to learn it and remember. And what I mean by that, it's how we learn, how we process. Some people are very good at reading a document on a piece of paper or a computer screen and then retaining it and understanding it and comprehending it and knowing it. Others, most of us, I think, will read it and understand at the time, but unless it's in our wheelhouse, it kind of goes somewhere. You know what I mean? But when the kids go and they're churning butter and they're saying, this is how they did it back in the day, and they're like, man, this is hard, or man, it smells funny, or why is it, or the birds. They go out and they say, well, I mean, you're experiencing history. And what I mean by that is you're going out and seeing the birds we're talking about. You're going and making the butter, that how they did it hundreds of years ago. You're going and you can't do that on a computer screen. You can't do that by reading a book. And you can understand and maybe even kind of emotionally say, yeah, I can understand how it'll be hard, but you don't really have a sense of it until you get to see it and do it sometimes. And so these kind of events like this are so vital in education for our kids and for everybody, so where schools can do certain things, this is where we as families and everything need to get up and get involved and say, where technology is hindering us, we need to go back to some of the old school touch and feel and get in and see it and do it. And unfortunately, we live in a world with COVID where they tell you not to touch or look at anything. But I'm sorry.
We touched a bunch of. We touched a lot of things. Yes. And
there was hand sanitizer available.
There was, and wipes. But speaking of that, Mike, Miss Angela and her amazingness of organization, which is amazing. She has an amazing list there. And let's talk about the things that happened that we could have never done this event without.
Absolutely. And I want to start with those that came alongside us toward the end as we were getting ready for the event.
knowing they weren't even going to make it in the program because it was already printed.
The last minute,
Yes.
stomping out the fires. These are the ones that probably took care of the fires.
The
that
silent or quiet, the silent angels or whatever.
Yes. So Aramark Services let us use linens for all the tables to make everything just look so nice when the kids were doing their crafts and
Give it a
everything.
good feel for the event.
True.
Yes.
Gotta have that.
And Elaine Mayfield over at the Spring River Zoo gave us some canopies, which all the volunteers really appreciated.
And she used to be at the zoo. She's retired from the zoo, but her amazingness, she just has amazing. And she's on our board. So
She's on our board.
She retired from Spring River Zoo, but absolutely, she has.
And she's
canopies.
got Galacticon on the brain now, so she really.
Yes, she is in Galacticon. That's true. That's true.
So she's very busy. But yeah,
That's true.
Good deal. Yeah,
Yes.
big thank you to those people, and then of course the tireless volunteers, everybody that came out from the Historical Society, from the CAPS program that came and made that event possible.
And the kids.
And the kids,
And the
of
parents.
course.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
All the time they put in.
Mm-hmm.
And all the CAPS committee members that showed up on the day and spent the entire day there helping me. So that was really...
And to be honest, if you're a family member right now and you're looking, what's this CAPS stuff, that's a great opportunity for your children. Give a little plug for the CAPS program to kind of talk about the ages and what you guys do, and say, hey, you like what you saw here a couple weeks ago at the Historical Society. You can do this stuff all the time. Come on down and have some fun with us here.
Oh, yes. We have third grade all the way up through high school, and we do a fall semester and a spring semester.
Okay.
So in the fall, we do a variety show, which is actually coming up on Friday. So
All
come
right.
out and see the kids. 6 o'clock at the theater.
Excellent.
And then in the spring, we do a full play with the kids.
Very good. And of course, if you're thinking, well, I don't know if they want to be acting and singing, that's just one phase of it. That's all. That's kind of the tool. And if your kid's not into singing or acting, that's okay, because guess what? Live theater has lots of people involved, and none of them can sing a lick or rehearse a bit. But you know what they're good at? They're good at helping out. They're like, hey, I want to do sound. I want to do lighting. I want to do costuming. I want to make stuff. I want to, I want to be the guy that makes the door that looks like a real door, but it's not a real door because we can't have a real door. That I want to be that person. And that's what this is. And oh, by the way, while we're having all this fun learning about acting and creating and singing and behind the scenes of this, you're learning stuff like how our town came to be, and how, because the curriculum within the songs and the creating they're doing, that's part, like the Graveside Manor events that they've been doing for years, this Living History event we just had a couple weeks ago here. That's all part of the curriculum, learning things while they get to express and kind of nurture that creative side a little.
It's important for me to mention before I forget, Character Counts was honored to be part of this event, because if the CAPS program doesn't, there are pillars within them. So,
Character Counts is
they
everywhere.
represent history and then they represent character and everything.
Character Counts is doing it right. Character Counts is in everything that every single person on this planet's doing.
But bottom line, a bow tie is not just a bow tie. We're seeing bow ties worn all over Roswell. That was actually Character Counts Week. So we did celebrate character even on Saturday during our event with a booth at the event, but also Youth Challenge was picking up trash with the Jones family.
Awesome.
All in the honor of Judge Jones.
That's
so
great.
Shout out to Youth Challenge, because then from this event, I went out and presented at Youth Challenge. So this event is much bigger than we realized, because it linked on and linked on and linked on. And now they were all wearing bow ties and being part of the, even though they didn't get to go to the event, now we're going to give them their own tour at Youth Challenge.
That's
so
great.
Those things, and now we have scholarships to give Youth Challenge. So again, connecting all those dots, when we think there was 100 people show up, it will impact thousands. And I just ask everybody to support these amazing organizations like the RCLT and the CAPS program and Celebrating History. Together, we can rise above everything around us and bring sunshine. I know this morning wasn't really sunshine for you, right, Mike? Well, here we are bringing sunshine, and I challenge everybody. It's an honor to be a part of Angela and their sweet family with the history, but with CAPS. But let's just bring sunshine. No matter what's going on around us, embrace something like this.
Absolutely.
And make a donation. And that's one thing I wanted to remind people. If you heard about this, and I've heard it numerous times, if you're listening, they say, oh, I missed the event. I wish I could help. Let me remind you listening, it's not too late. Right? So if somebody wanted to make a donation today to help
funding always
support
helps.
this, tell them how they could do that, Angela.
Well, if they could just send a check to the Roswell Community Little Theater and make sure in the memo line that you put it was for living history.
Okay.
And that way we can make sure that we also share the love with the Historical Society and we know what it's going towards. And that's 1717 South Union.
Very good. Hey, if you want to help out,
keep going on.
And if you want to have a little fun this Saturday and help out Kiwanis and the Community Little Theater, this money's going towards the roof of the building, but CAP's program shares that roof.
Yes, it's nice to have a classroom where the roof isn't falling in. That's great. Yes.
Oh, that's important. We need to, hey, we know all about that, don't we, Mike?
We do.
We do.
Historical Society's got some history with roofs.
See, we are all same. This is more than we realize.
Exactly. But Saturday, they've got two performances. If you're a Simon and Garfunkel fan, Swearingen and Kelly, they're a couple. I'm not sure if they're husband and wife. I think they are, but don't quote me on that.
I think so.
But they do an amazing tribute, or I don't know, tribute because they're not dead, but you know what I mean, a homage to Simon and Garfunkel singing it. And go online and look it up and watch some of their videos. They're amazing talent. But they're going to be at the Community Little Theater doing two performances on Saturday at 2:30 or 2?
2:30 and 7:30.
2:30 and 7:30. Get your tickets at roswelltheater.com. It's a different one than most shows there because usually it's open seating at the Community Little Theater. This particular show is reserve seating.
Mm-hmm.
So for $28, you can get a reserve seat. And again, half the proceeds go to Kiwanis for the all-inclusive park. The other half goes to help pay for the roof there at the Community Little Theater. So you're helping both great organizations here by doing that.
Get out. Help
And then of course they have a VIP ticket as well for $40. That gets you preferred seating. You get to be a part of their Taste of Roswell, where they feed you a bunch of food.
Cool.
And you get to sit there and just be gelatinous and enjoy it all. And it's one of those things where you sit in a good seat and then people feed you stuff and they play music for you. Kind of. All I think is missing is a guy with grapes to hold the by next. But also, you get treated like a VIP. So $40. You can get tickets right now, roswelltheater.com.
Cool.
Go there, get tickets. Please, there's still seating available. But help out. It's a great way to help both organizations. Because and the Community Little Theater, they've, like many other places, they've been dealing with COVID for the last 2 years, just like everybody else. But guess what they can't do during COVID? Have shows. And guess how they make money? They have shows. So they have a roof, and they haven't been able to do a lot of shows the last 2 years. So they need money. And so by coming out and perform and being a part of the Simon and Garfunkel tribute show here on Saturday, coming out and supporting the Caps, signing up your children, these are all ways to make our community better, but at the same time help keep these nonprofits able to keep doing their stuff.
Keep doing what we're doing, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
And before I forget, mark your calendar, ladies and gentlemen. If you're listening, Historical Society is going to have a really cool event on December 4th. I'll come on the radio and talk more about it. Mark your calendars for December 4th.
Yes.
And we're still collecting change. I just ran into somebody the other day and said, I've collected change. Is it too late? It is absolutely, positively do not. Every penny counts.
Yeah.
And collect change. And
I still got a drawer out there. It's got a few bucks in it there. Just while you're here, if you want to drop a couple
every
quarters.
penny. That's right.
That's usually
every penny
it's every time I pay for cash with something and I get change left over, I know I don't because it gets lost, or I just as soon as I get here, I drop it in there.
Drop it in, absolutely.
I've dropped a couple bucks just from leftover change I've had in my pockets the last couple months.
And let's keep working together. Bring sunshine.
Yeah, and of course, if you go to roswellnmhistory.org, you can learn everything about the Historical Society. We are fast approaching the holiday season. Thanksgiving is weeks away.
Oh, my
Christmas a few weeks after that. And the Historical Society can definitely help you out there. Memberships are always a great gift.
Buying books.
Books,
getting
artwork.
autographs.
Yeah.
And if you need more information on the CAPS program, more than likely the Strange family will be around helping do something.
That's right.
So you may even could just ask Angela directly. She'll probably be there helping. You can just leave a message for Angela, too. She'll probably be around doing
And then you can do all the strange puns. Just walk in and say, something strange here? Yes, they are. Hold on. They're over there.
Where's the strangest right there? I know they're out there. They probably are. They're probably around there.
Something strange in the neighborhood. It's strange.
But we're gonna put a challenge. You know what? With all that being said, I want to challenge people. If we had more strange families in these organizations, love the stranges. Let it be the strange legacy.
There you go.
If every organization needs a couple of strange families in there, that means they're all in. They're going to help do things right, and that's what we need more of. I'm not kidding. Seriously.
If everybody gets online and talks and does their things and says, we need this in our community, you know how our community gets better? By exactly what you're hearing right here. People getting up, rolling up their sleeves and doing things. If you're waiting for some city or some other entity to create a program for you to do something, you're going to be waiting a while.
That's right.
You want a better community. You want things done. You want to see more access and more things for your kids. If you want more opportunities for your families, the only people are going to do that is we, the people here in town. Right. That's how things work. If you want, and as it should, the government isn't supposed to be here to take care of every one of your needs. We, the community, need to take care of our needs. And this is why supporting the Kids Arts Program, supporting the Historical Society, supporting the Refuge, supporting, all these great
Community
organizations.
Kitchen,
Community Kitchen.
All of it.
The Homeless Coalition.
If we don't
this is our
put
job.
our foot down and keep working, the many organizations that you and I are part of, and even Angela, we may not be around. These are hard times, and I'm not going to say it's going to go away, but if we don't start embracing what our precious little community has, it's not going to be what it used to be. And
Absolutely.
I sure don't want to see that happen.
Yep.
So
Continue
those legacies of the Judge Jones and Elvis and all these legacies, if you will.
Yep. When they say it takes a village, that's what they mean.
It does. In 1 hour or pennies.
Yes.
Come on, guys. Everybody has pennies. You have an hour.
Yeah.
Turn your TV off. Call somebody. Help somebody. And if you have any questions, call Angela because she gets a lot done in a short amount of time. Seriously. 1 hour with their family could help us for weeks.
Absolutely. And
so that's what it takes.
And I want to say this, and this is, and it's going to be a little commentary, but based on what I do for a living, the morning show host and talking to people in the community, I talk to a lot of people. I'm pretty, am I plugged in on everything? Absolutely not. But for a guy that's in the know, I'd like to consider myself one that's pretty well versed on what's going on around town. And I will say this from my perspective, there is a handful of people in this community. And unfortunately, it's a handful, less than 100, I'd say, maybe 100 people in this community that day in, day out, consistently, if there's a big event happening in town or there's something going on, odds are one of these 100 people or some of these same 100 are involved in it very, like from planning to, some very much, some, but that's part of our issue. We've got great people in the community. We don't have enough of them. And we got plenty of great people. I just don't think we have enough people willing to step up and say, yeah, I'll commit a weekend to this, or I'll commit an hour a week for this. I'm not telling you to do everything. Like, I'm stupid. I've got lined up in 27 different things, and I run myself ragged. Don't do that. But pick one that's your passion. I don't care what it is. Maybe it's domestic violence. Maybe it's animals. Maybe it's children. Maybe it's athletics. Whatever your passion is, get behind it and support it and embrace it and make it better. Do your part to help make that. And we all don't have to move mountains. It's all one little thing. Do something. Come out and say, hey, yeah, I'll sign up to man the booth for an hour at this thing. Oh, I'll give you $10 for this event or whatever it is. That's we don't need, instead of the same 100 people doing Herculean efforts every time, let's get thousands of people doing minimal. And we've got even more progress made there, and that's what I'm trying to.
And that challenge can go during the holidays.
Yeah,
is
absolutely.
Make sure
now more
that
than
you
ever.
give back to the CAPS program or whatever, or make a call. And that's something else. Some people are more practical minded, Mike. The people that have called us and brought toilet paper or paper towels. If you don't like writing a check, call the program.
Sure.
Call the Historical Society, and we can get in charge of the CAPS program.
Go to Office
I'm going to
Max
tell
and
you
get
one
some
thing.
paper clips.
If you
That'll
gave
help out.
Angela a gift card for Hobby Lobby for future CAPS things, she could make it happen.
Well,
it's those practical things, whatever it is. So call people and say, how can we help? What can we do? And together help somebody during the holidays.
I would even imagine if someone went to like your stores and just bought like big things of construction paper and glue, and, you know what I mean?
Before you buy, call Angela because she can make it happen, and she's got that vision.
But I mean, that's the kind of stuff that would be helpful to you. I mean,
Like
if you have a
basic
supply
things.
of craft materials that maybe they're not, it's just generic stuff, scissors, glue, crayons, things that, I'm sure you have some of that handy, but
make those calls
those kind
and
of
help in
donations
practical ways.
I mean, when you don't like $50, because I know a lot of people are like, I donate this, and I see every year X percentage goes to this and that. And like, so if you got that kind of issue and want to know where then donate, like Amy said, donate material. Call them and say, hey,
find
what do
out.
you need? You know, we need toilet paper, we need crayons, we need, hey, you got, you know what I really could use is like old cigar boxes, like we used to do, or something like that.
Things.
If you have those, that'd be helpful. I'm just making something up. I don't know what they need. I'm just
but pay it
just saying.
forward. Let's just be mindful during the holidays because we're in the realms of shopping and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Well, all right, Andrew, we got you here right now. Like, if you needed a material thing right now,
here it is.
something like you could use.
She's scratching her head.
Is there anything like if we let's put the gauntlet out there now? Let's see if somebody can help. If you said I
Are
need
there things?
Whatever right now, could you think off the top of your head one thing that you could really use now for the program?
Unfortunately, no, I can't think of
Okay.
one item.
Is there something you constantly use that you just can't keep in supply or something like that? Is there anything like that? I mean, like, is it paper products and stuff? I mean, kids need to blow their nose and everything too. I mean, is it stuff like that?
Oh,
or
that's
is it,
funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. I'm sure the theater is going through more toilet paper and paper towels right now, so I'm just trying to think of something.
Okay. Well, if you do, let me know and I'll get the word out here. Because,
Okay.
I mean,
That's right.
yeah.
Well, and like wish lists in the future, whatever.
Absolutely.
But let's
absolutely.
just bring sunshine.
Very good. Again, if you have any questions about anything we talked about, 2 websites you can go right now and learn more. RoswellTheater.com. You learn everything about the CAPS program, get your tickets for Saturday's concerts. And, of course, RoswellNMHistory.org has got everything you need to know for the Historical Society. If you want to get maybe a copy of a book signed by a local author to put under a tree or in a stocking for the holidays, or maybe a Peter Hurd print, or perhaps maybe a gift card. Maybe if you're like, I got a history buff, but I don't know what books they read. I can't be honest. I don't. So you know what? We'll get you a gift card and let them come to the store or to the museum at their leisure and pick out the book or books that strikes their fancy.
We wrap, we ship, and we take coins.
That's right. Exactly. So whichever way you can help out there, and love to have you.
And huge thank you to every single person that helped make.
Yes.
All right.
Look for more to come because I think we had such a success there. I think more events like this coming soon and more things and more opportunities for the community to make our community better and learn some stuff and have some fun too.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, thank you guys. Anybody say hi to? Anybody? I'll give you the last word, Angela. Anything we want? We got the talent. When's the talent show? Is it Friday, you said?
Yes, the variety show for
Okay.
the kids is on Friday at 6:00
And
at
that's
the theater.
of course, folks are more than welcome to come and watch. And
Yes.
and is it cost like $5 or something
Yes.
to watch it? Okay, so
We try to keep
$5.
the CAPS things at $5
Yeah.
whenever possible.
And Angela, do we have time? Give a shout out to every kid that was in our museum.
Oh, yes.
That's
So
like-
my boys, of
there's
course.
a lot of them.
No, but please, if possible.
Okay,
Those
yeah.
kids exemplify
absolutely.
what we are all about.
Absolutely.
So give a shout out every kid. That's
Absolutely.
in
Yeah,
the museum.
Shaylee O'Dwyer, she played Judge Jones. Brianna Wright, Arlene Wilkins. Emma Jones played Dr. Bolner.
Nice.
Rayleigh Howell played Bertie Eccles. And Alex Hargrave played Henriette Wyeth. And Natalie Morer played Amelia Bolton Church. And, of course, my boys were in it. You hear their names all the time.
And then shout out to Lynetta.
Yes, and Lynetta Zuber is amazing. She's
She
our
is.
theater
Thank
teacher.
you, Lynetta.
I'm the organization person behind the scenes, but
Okay.
she is the one that's actually teaching them all of the acting in the theater and putting all these shows together.
She's the one
for
with the knowledge and expertise.
Well, she
and the-
brought history to life, and
Yeah.
when you said her name, it gave me goosebumps because that's a minute percentage that can bring history to life. Like she does.
Yes.
You know, so shout out.
She started the
That's
whole
amazing.
Graveside Manor thing, which even, spawned this idea to do living history. And
she got y'all on fire, too.
It
You know,
begat
it's
this with-
contagious. Now I'm on fire. Everybody's on fire.
This begat this, what begat that. There's a lot of begats in history.
That's right. That's right. Yes.
Awesome. Well, yeah, without the support and volunteer of all these folks, we don't have these. So yes, big thank you to them
And their parents that came
And-
out. Thank
and-
you
Yes.
to every one of them.
And I'll thank you again for what you're going to do in the future because I know these same
It's
people
going
are
to be
going to be
good.
doing.
We know it's going to be good.
keep
Hey,
doing
y'all, everybody better get on this choo-choo train because we're going great places. Y'all better have fun and create smiles, work hard, and do a lot of great things together.
Absolutely. All right. It is 9:56. Thank you guys. Appreciate
you.
it. Real quick, let's do news and a quick break before they kick me off the radio. Don't go away.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Rich Thomason. Wall Street retreating a bit this morning from its recent record highs. Benchmarks were mixed at mid-morning. The Dow and the S&P lower, the Nasdaq modestly higher. A better than expected third quarter for CVS Health, raising its 2021 forecast again. Customers return to its stores for prescriptions or vaccinations.
The company says it now expects 2021 adjusted earnings per share to range from $7.90 to $8. That's nearly a 3% hike at the midpoint of that range from the forecast it made in August. Facts that said analysts expected on average an adjusted earnings of $7.79 per share.
That's correspondent Jeremy House. The Federal Reserve will wrap up its latest policy meeting today, and there is speculation we'll see the start of a pullback on its stimulus efforts. With business, I'm Rich Thomason.
Kiwanis of Roswell and the Roswell Community Little Theater present the music of Simon and Garfunkel, performed by folk duo Swearingen and Kelly, Saturday, November 6th at the Roswell Community Little Theater. Fundraiser performance times will be at 2 p.m. and at 7:30 p.m. Reserve seats are $28 and VIP $40. Purchase tickets online at roswelltheater.com or call 575-513-8119. Don't miss this fundraising tribute to the magical sounds of Simon and Garfunkel by Swearingen and Kelly, Saturday, November 6th, 2 and 7:30 p.m. at the Roswell Community Little Theater.
Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward & Son Insurance Agency. Auto and home, life and health, personal and commercial. Bonds too, since 1925. We have the coverage for you. Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward & Son Insurance Agency.
Come see the balloons. Come hear the tunes. It's Artesia's annual Balloons and Tunes Festival, November 5th through the 7th. Weather permitting, the hot air balloons will launch from Eagle Draw between the blocks of Roselawn and 13th Street, 7 a.m. Saturday, 6 a.m. Sunday. For more info, call the Chamber at 746-2744 or visit artesiachamber.com. Balloons and Tunes in Artesia, New Mexico, November 5th through 7th. Join your friends. Ad paid by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
Wait for it. It's coming. Spring River Park and Zoo present Race for the Zoo 2021. Saturday, November 13th, beginning at 9 a.m. It's a 5K with a 2-mile option, and you can run, walk, crawl, scuttle, whatever, with t-shirts for all races and awards and trophies for the fastest finishers. Proceeds go towards keeping our furry and feathered friends cared for. For more information, contact the Roswell Parks and Recreation Department at 575-624-6719 and register online at roswellconnect.com. Race for the Zoo 2021, November 13th, 9 a.m. at Spring River Zoo.
There's confusion about how to protect yourself from COVID. One thing is certain, whether you're vaccinated or not, you need an accurate thermometer to check for fever, the leading sign of flu and COVID. Be vigilant and contact your medical provider at the first sign of fever. Don't rely